Alright, everybody, welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. It's been a couple of weeks, but we're all back from the holidays and more than ready to continue our adventure. Might there might be need to be a recap for for the sake of both those who have not been tuning in and those of us who are actually playing the game that may have forgotten what's happening currently. The party, consisting of Drakgar, Porunga, Exandri, Juno, Derek, and Metius, have been up and down the hardlands of Tylea. More recently, they have managed to overcome one of their great labors that took place in the necropolis of Telemach in the western side of the Heartlands. They braved and paid respects to the tombs of the Dragonlords of old, at least those who were worthy of respect, according to the party. Talked with some of the spirits, communed with whoever they could, and in the end, they managed to enter the labyrinthine tomb of Xander Horath, the first Dragonlord. After braving its dangers, including the approach of a Minotaur calling himself Graxis the Butcher, the party were recognized as suitable and worthy individuals who would lead the land of Tylea to a brighter tomorrow. Sander trusted within them both the armaments of the Dragon Lords as well as two crowns that will assist them in their journey. The party then decided to return to the city of Estoria, home of some of the party members, to, well, think of their next step on their journey. Hopefully, they might garner the assistance of some of their trusted allies that still dwell within the walls of Estoria, and perhaps, uh, well, receive some more guidance as to what the next task may be. With that, we continue. Now, I believe the last we played, uh, well, actually, I believe Cass had the decency to put in some notes in the chat as to what are the things to do in the city. Uh, However, I will let you guys decide which one of these bullet points you tackle first. I believe when we last left off, you guys were just about done with your little rest that you had within the palace. As usual, Pythor accommodates for all of you, considering, well, he owes you all quite a great deal of favors. So you wake up in the morning within the halls of Pythor's palace, and well, what are you going to be doing now?
Which one of us had the note? I don't remember.
Which one of you has the
I
note?
have the note because I wanted to take it to my dad and ask him why the King of Mithros was sending people to spy on our location and report back to him.
Correct. So is that what you would we be doing in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, who would be coming along with this endeavor, delivering the letter that you found on the dead soldier?
Mm,
Well, I would definitely be going, and I don't know
I'd
who
probably
else.
go too.
I would say
Hmm?
I would say I would go too because I want to talk to him or his political advisor to find out some information about my stolen items.
Okay, so we have Drakgar, Exandri, Derek. Anybody else coming along with them?
I think Metius would go as well, just to at least observe like the procedure.
Okay.
Take notes.
Yeah.
Got it.
You said same, Porunga? Okay. So Derek, Drakgar, Porunga, Exandri, and Metius. I guess it really only leaves Juno. Are you coming along with them?
I mean, if everyone's, yeah, I wouldn't stay back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of
That you'd be
you,
meditating.
upon waking up after being served your, morning meal by the attendants of the palace, would make some way and go over to Pythor's throne room to, uh, deliver this information that you came across. Once again, the throne room is mostly empty, barring Pythor and his political advisors, attendants. Mostly just discussing matters that at the distance don't really seem or sound too dire. In fact, when you are led inside the throne room by the guards that are inside, uh, Pythor immediately kind of looks in your direction with an expression that tells you, please, for the sake of the five, break the monotony of my day, bring me something interesting.
All right. I'll approach my dad. I have a big smile on my face. I just run up and give him a big hug. And we're in his throne room, correct?
You are in his throne room, of course. He is not like immediately available. He is sitting on his throne, so it takes you can't readily like go run up to him and give him a hug. But if he sees you approach with seemingly that intent, you see him kind of like push away a couple of the attendants and like walk down the steps, from the throne, kind of more or less getting ready to receive you, so to speak. I'm just for the purposes of a visual indicator. I'm just gonna move you really quick to the throne room.
I'll be like, Dad. So we're back from Acropolis, and we're wondering if we could speak to you about a couple things.
You kind of see Pythor. Hold on, my Roll20 is lagging a little bit. Give me one moment. You see as Pythor, kind of nods along, and a couple of the attendants are looking over at him, and he does like a gesture with his hand to kind of send them away, so to speak. It seems I am lagging more than I initially anticipated. They seem to take the hint, and in a moment's notice, they kind of begin to clear out, barring one of them. Well, think about as well. Yeah. Barring one of them, a halfling man that seems to remain behind. That seems to have not been sort of gestured away by Pythor.
All right. Well,
Yep. Go ahead.
she'll produce the note from inside of her side pouch. She will hand it over to her dad, and she will be like, well, this is the most recent news that we've got. On our way back here, unfortunately, we ran into a griffin, and it was a griffin, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we ran into a griffin, and the body that it just so happened to be feasting upon seems to have been a scout from Mitros, and we procured the note that he was carrying, and it seems like the King of Mitros, for some reason, is keeping tabs on our whereabouts. Do you have any insight on this? Like, is this a good thing? This is clearly a bad thing, right?
Pythor kind of looks over at the halfling, advisor that still remains in the room. You do see him with a relatively serious expression on his face, probably the most serious you've seen him in a while. And he says, well, I must say that I always anticipated Augustus to make some form of move. didn't expect that he would send private eyes and ears to look into all of you. Tobos, what do you make of this? He looks over at the halfling and the halfling individual. Kind of seems to think for a couple of moments, taking this quill to his chin as if, tapping his chin with the quill as if thinking on what could possibly this indicate. You do see that, Tobos, finally, that's the name of the halfling, after a couple of seconds of thinking, says, um, well, this could mean the King Acastus could perhaps be attempting some form of, political advantage against you, my lord. I cannot claim to understand what the purpose of such an advantage may be, or the intent. Perhaps he believes that by knowing ahead of time that the so-called that the heroes of the Heartlands are here or around his city, he may anticipate some form of arrival for them. Pythor kind of chuckles a little bit and says, "That's why I keep you around, Tobos. Besides all of the other good things that you do for us, of course." I very much assume, sir. Pythor looks at the rest of you and says, "It is probably as Tobos claims. Perhaps Acastus thinks he can get a one-over on all of you if he knows ahead of time where your whereabouts are."
So, what would be the best way to counterplay that? I mean, obviously, we got to continue moving forward with our prophecy, and now we have to watch out that people are relaying information to the King of Mitros about where we're going to be.
I wouldn't bother myself with the actions of Acastus just yet. He's a bright man, don't get me wrong. I certainly know that. But for the time being, it doesn't seem like he has any intent on interrupting your journey. If anything, this means that your actions have already caught his eye.
Is it, Dad, do you vaguely remember when Gaius was in the city?
Ah, yes, of course. The envoy of the Order of Sidon. What about
He
the
wouldn't.
such man?
He wouldn't be following any actions under the King of Mitros, would he? King Augustus, I think is what you said.
Acastus.
Augustus.
Pythor thinks for a moment and says, "Well, there is a temple dedicated to Sidon within the city of Mitros. But as far as I'm aware, the real purpose that the king of that city wants with them is entirely to keep the regular appeasement of the Titans. You know how the sacrifices seem to be done regularly? It's a similar thing there as well. Not entirely sure if the king will be so callous as to side with them in any tangible way other than merely for political gain."
Right, because on our way to Necropolis, we were attacked by Gaius, and he was on a dragon, and it was almost like he was just testing our power because he made some centaurs attack us, and after we defeated two of the centaurs, he fled with the other two.
I put in the chat how you spell the name, by the way.
Acostas, thank you.
Pythor kind of thinks about it and says, "As you know, the Oath of Peace prevents the Titans and the gods from acting directly against each other. But the technicality of that, of course, is, well, proxies are a different matter. Perhaps this Gaius fellow was instructed by Sidon to stop you or test you in some way, and used the proxies of the centaurs to do that such bidding."
All right, I just wanted to cross-reference and see if he might also be tied into King Acostus.
Oh, you do bring up an interesting point, my child. If Augustus isn't somehow working in tandem with the Order of Sidon, which, let's be honest, wouldn't be entirely out of the expected, then this might spell some degree of trouble.
Um,
All right, so I guess we can keep our eyes out on that as well. Um, Other than that, like when we went to the tomb of Necropolis, well, it was interesting. Um, and then she will go through telling him like what they seen, who they encountered, the conversations they had, their outlook on the quote unquote Dragonlords, and
hey,
uh the items that they procured from Necropolis.
So essentially, just relaying to him what you experienced at the necropolis.
Yeah.
show him your crown.
To see if he oh yeah, then unfortunately I would show him the item in which was it Xander?
Xander.
And yeah, Xander gave.
Yeah,
How
the one that Xander handed to me before he went back in his tomb.
looks so beautiful.
He's nodding along to all of this as you're saying it,
I punched Eric.
and
Oh, God.
and eventually just kind of seems like, and by the time you get to like the end of the story, he seems to kind of already understand like what the gist of it is, and just say, "Well, that is certainly quite a feat. Xander recognized you as the new ones who would bring about the new dawn of Tutalia. If that's the case, then all the more reason to get on with your great labors. And I am slightly worried about what this Graxus individual may be able to attempt in his future, but I will trust your judgment on this one. Sounds to me like you have quite an interesting set of artifacts in your hands, however. Have you stopped by Vulcan's Forge in the city? Yeah,
Um,
perhaps he might be able to help you in that regard.
Actually, we were gonna stop by there before we left to go to the forge. We got some information about from oh my gosh, what was the guy guarding Damon? Okay, so we got some information from Damon that Vulcan might actually be able to help us restore some armor and some type of battle axe. I'm pulling this information from the depths of I don't know where. Um, it seemed like Vulcan and Damon were friends before Damon might have died, and we also just have like a little friendly message to relay back to Vulcan. So I think we were going to do all of that before we left to go to the forge.
No,
So I guess we could bring it up then.
now, as somebody who has gotten his hands on quite a number of legendary armaments in the past, you might want to be careful when handling this. If they have remained in the tomb for as long as they have, no doubt they have probably lost some of their magical luster, so to speak. But perhaps my father may be able to assist in that regard. Now, is there anything?
I mean, it's always fun to go say hi to Grandpa. Anyways, every time we're back in the city, just make sure he's not lonely. He seems to like to have people come and say hi.
Well, that is one thing he does enjoy, I will admit. Regardless, is there anything else I can help you with, my child?
I think Derek's got something to ask you, but before that, is there anything that Vulcan very specifically likes as a gift? Like, does he have a favorite food or a drink? Maybe we could take that over to him while we go to chat.
Father has been, well, he is quite reticent, both in his general attitude as well as how many emotions he lets show. At this point, Kyra, who has been sort of standing mostly in silence on one side of the throne room, speaks up. Since I probably told this story already, but Father does care for gifts. Ever so often on my birthday, I find some form of present nearby. As far as what he likes, however, well, really it's anyone's guess. After Mother ascended to the divine realms, he's been, well, not quite the same. I suppose anything as long as it's done with the right intentions would certainly steal his heart.
Um, let's see. Uh, I do apologize. My Discord went orange. So everything
Woo!
that just got said in the last minute, I did not hear.
What part did you not hear?
I heard Kyra start to talk, and then like my Discord did the doo 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 doo.
Oh, okay. Basically, Kyra said that Vulcan, as far as gifts go, Vulcan gives them. She ever so often finds, presents dedicated to her during in her birthday. As far as receiving them, however, she believes that anything that is done with good intentions, she believes that could be enough to, at the very least, steer his heart in the right direction.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Him being a master craftsman, ideally getting him something would have to be something that he probably couldn't make. I don't know if he cooks. Maybe something sweet to eat or some such thing.
Oh,
That is such a beautiful idea, Metius. All right, off to the kitchen. Derek, you're up next.
Hot stereotypes being played.
you want to?
I lead Metius off to the kitchen with me so we could try and bake some cookies or something for Vulcan.
Oh, okay. And he'll follow her lead, I suppose.
Pythor looks over at you, Derek, as with a certain extent, apparently both of them go. Pythor looks over at you, Derek, and says, "You wanted to discuss something with me, young man?"
Yes, Python. I discussed some. Hopefully, you can help me out with some information. If you and your advisors could help me.
Well, as far as the tactical informations, on all of the sort to go, Thobos here is the man you're looking for. Kind of points over at the halfling man. He kind of walks up with short steps towards you, Derek, and he says, "Yes, as Lord Pythor's advisor and representative of the halfling enclaves, I am here at your service, my lord."
Ah, yes, perfect. Oh, well, I would like to discuss it both of you because it will probably involve our group anyway. And of course, since your daughter's power group, I believe you should hear this as well. Okay, so I was given information from my former leader of the Dragonlords, Xander, that Gaius, the man which we had bouts with here at your city, has taken um my I should say what I've been saying my stuff, or in which case I could probably say correctly as my mythical armor. I was wondering if you Pythor or you Thobos, correct?
Yes,
Thobos?
Thobos, sir.
Thobos could help me peruse and collect information from the cities if they heard anything about Gaius, about if he's been talking about this armor or anything.
I'm afraid we had very little contact with the Order of Sidon while they were within the city, mostly because this Gaius fellow you speak of tended to not really interact with anybody, even amongst his own ranks, I hear. As far as information on your mythical armor, well, I certainly cannot relate to lacking the necessary tools to perform. But I will tell you something, Derek. If it's true that this Gaius fellow has your mythical armor, It is probably, if he's the type of man that I think he is, he will not give it up so easily without a fight, or at the very least, without some form of, proof of metal, shall we say.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about, and I guess in a saying, since I am a dragon lord, I probably most likely have to find my dragon. I could say, but her whereabouts I do not know. Since what I hear is that Gaius really just wants a ugh, my words can't come out. Sorry about that. I wants proof of strength. So I believe that my proof of strength is to find my dragon. In which case, I have no luck right now at finding her.
Thobos speaks up at this point and says, there has been stories circulating around from Mithros that the King Acastus has been making his own version of the Order of the Dragonlords. Reports already indicate the sightings of many flying dragons around the city.
Yeah. Thing is, I'm not sure if mine is still alive or not.
Uh,
Most of the Dragon Lords dragons perish in the fight, and right now there's two unaccounted for, mine and one so-called deserter's dragon.
I've heard the stories, yes. Well, I'm afraid there's little we can do to help you in this regard, except spread, some form of wave of information. If anybody might have some knowledge on well, the whereabouts of a nest of dragon eggs, perhaps, as much as it pains me to say, would be my sister, Queen Valus. She is known for
All right,
wisdom with great regard.
I am back. I apologize.
Hey,
Hopefully, you guys weren't waiting on anything.
Queen
uh,
Valus.
We're just
Okay.
chatting. I could explain to you what you missed.
If I could get a quick recap without disturbing too much.
uh,
I'll DM.
yeah, you can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. Great, thanks.
Uh, Phobos speaks up again as well and says, though I will though even I have my hesitations about asking the goddess for a favor such as the location of a nest of dragon eggs, perhaps. Maybe that information would help explain how come it is true that the King of Castus has his own legion of dragon-mounted warriors at his command.
And wouldn't it be nice if you could see your precious daughter flying on a rare, such beautiful creature? You're so proud, wouldn't it?
It would be an interesting sight to see, but something tells me that's not exactly the type of image he's looking for when they think of her as a warrior of legend. Regardless,
Uh,
however, I do. I hope that you find some success in this quest of yours, Derek. As part of the group that travels with both of my offspring, I expect that you keep an eye on them and keep them safe.
well, I might not be stronger than Drakgar, or maybe have the wits like your daughter. I do have some wisdom from 500 years ago. May not be what of this time, but it is of much knowledge that I did collect over these years, though.
All right. Well, I hope that it hasn't been too rough adapting to nowadays. I know things can be, you know, uh, I guess you could say that I have experience with, blacking out and ending up somewhere that you didn't remember. Uh, but that's a bit of a different situation compared to what you're going through, I'm sure.
I,
Regardless, I commiserate your plight, and I hope that in the upcoming times, it results a little bit easier for you to adapt to what's happening out here.
yes, it's only been a couple months that I've been moved from my stasis, or you could say my little labyrinth of sorts. But it will take time. I promise you that it's gonna take time. But I believe that through over time and being around people of this time, my knowledge and of course how I think things will change to more of this time. Then again, of course, I am very old.
Well, you know what they say. Old dogs can still learn new tricks.
It'll just take some time. Just take some time. That's all.
Anything else you needed help with?
No, I'm just that was it, man. Just want to see if maybe you guys would talk around, of course, which I hope you guys do. Get some information. I don't know if it's big or small. Just maybe talk to some people, advisors, other people from the other city. But if not, it's all good. I'm sure we'll find the information eventually.
Thobos kind of pulls out this little piece of like a tablet with a parchment on it, and begins to write down with the quill. As he's writing down something in the parchment, it says, "I shall add that to the list of tasks that I might get to. I'll try to ask around the halfling enclaves, see if any citizen has heard anything of the like. We do, however, have a particular issue in our hands that we need to deal with at the moment, but once we're done with that, we'll get around to this request of yours."
Kind of issue.
Well, there's been sightings of a group of presumably bandits hanging around the edges of the Arcalan River. Rumor has it these bandits have, well, increased their ranks, bolstered their forces by recruiting giants into their ranks.
Oh boy, does sound like a very very predicament right there.
Is something that we shall see dealt with in due time. Uh, but, well, I shouldn't be bothering you and your group with such a request. It is. You certainly have far more important matters to attend to.
If we come to it, maybe we'll lend a hand. I'm sure if Five Star's daughter was here, she'll be all about you asking so many more questions. She
Well,
always does.
curiosity is a trait to be commended, if you may accept the comment, my lord. Kind of looks over at Pythor, says, "Right. Alexandria always had such a curious mind to herself. Well, if there's nothing else that you need assistance with, young Derek, then I have some kingly duties to attend to at the moment."
Alright then, try not to get too bored.
"I would never think of such a thing. Would you say that?" And he kind of side glances Thobos, who just kind of shrugs, and seems to do this kind of gesture as he shouts out into one of the other rooms, seemingly signaling for the other attendants to return to them.
That's good.
So,
My shot's off. I'm good.
while Derek was talking to Pythor and Metius and Alexandria were going to the kitchen, I think. Juno, were you guys going to do anything, or would you follow?
I'm pretty interested in this kitchen cookie baking thing, so I'm going there.
Okay.
Smells,
Go help with
smells
that.
too good. Smells too good. Feels good.
We're gonna have a cookie off in the kitchen.
Drakgar, Porunga, you guys doing anything?
Yeah, I'm totally having a cook off.
Okay.
It's a Hell's Kitchen in there.
I'll get my
He's Gordon
I'll get my
Ramsay.
baker set and then my
All four of us have aprons on and our own supplies, and we're all gonna see who can make the best cookies and have Vulcan taste them.
I'll be Gordon Ramsay in this one.
Okay. In that case,
It's raw. How do you make raw cookies?
to expedite the process a little bit, you're allowed entry into the kitchen. That serving hours, of course, are sort of done at this point because breakfast was a bit ago, so they're just really cleaning up the utensils at the moment. Though they don't really, the people in charge of this don't really question your presence because they kind of already recognize you and know who you are. You do, however, are met with a couple of questioning glances as you ask for, ingredients and the like to bake something. Couple of questioning glances from the workers, but other than that, they more or less kind of, give you free reign of the kitchen. As long as it means that they get to conserve their job. So, you don't need to go into too much detail of what you're baking here. Just give me a general idea of what you're going for, and that'll help me decide what check you will need to do.
All right, I think all of us should choose a type of cookie that we're going to attempt to cook for Vulcan. I'm
gonna
going to go
do
with peanut butter cookies.
oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal
We're
raisin.
gonna make a giant chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
I don't think Metius has ever baked anything in his life. I don't think he knows how to do this.
Oatmeal cookie you make.
I'll look at Mateus and I'll be like, have you ever had a cookie before?
I suppose I have.
Has any of them ever particularly been your favorite?
No.
No? All right. I'll I'll motion to one other member of the kitchen who doesn't look like they're like a professional chef and be like, "What's your favorite type of cookie?"
You kind of address this older gentleman, uh, probably half elven looking. He kind of says,
Mine? Um, I suppose anything that doesn't require me to chew too much.
Sugar cookie. All right, you're gonna help Mateus make sugar cookies. Mateus, this is your partner in crime for your sugar cookies.
That is,
That's cheating.
if that is your order, then I shall follow it accordingly.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be a judge.
So, to bake.
Oh, I'm
If you,
buying two Gordon Ramsays. Two Gordon
those of
Ramsays.
you who are baking anything, if you are proficient with cooking supplies, you may do a check with cooking supplies using wisdom, or dexterity, your choice. Otherwise, it will be a raw dexterity or wisdom check. Yours, Matthias, with advantage.
Oh, that's a save.
Uh,
My bad.
yours, Matthias, with advantage because you're being helped by the cook.
Excellent. Oh, that didn't help.
Well, we can take the original roll because it's still the same stat, just different modifier.
Oh, okay.
So yours is an hold on. What's your wisdom score, Matthias?
The score is 14.
14. Okay, so
Damn, we some good cookie bakers.
so that would be a 20 for you, Matthias.
Mine's slightly burnt.
Oh, yours is undercooked. It's legit.
Drax
It's
has a
still...
little bit of like twigs sticking out of it, and we're all confused as to where the twigs came from.
I threw it in some fiber. What are you talking about?
It's part of my masterpiece.
Okay, so it could have gone better for you, Drakgar. At some point during the baking process, you smell this charcoal, smell, and you're not sure if that's supposed to be happening. Quickly, a couple of the servants kind of come in and kind of have to like fan at the potential fire that is happening, or not really fan, but kind of attempt to put out like segments of the of the potential fire that could have broken off.
Uh-oh.
Burnt, but otherwise there is no damage dealt to the rest of the kitchen. The rest of you guys, pretty decent job. Even you, Matthias, that you're not really like, you've never really have done anything like this before. With the according, of the guidance of the servant that was helping you here, it doesn't really end up looking that bad. Same can be said for the rest of you. For Juno and Exandri, pretty decent.
All right. Well, since we made cookies, we'll let our two judges each taste one of each.
Jeez.
Rules per the judging, they must take a bite out of every cookie, including the black ones my brother made.
God
Pretty
dang
good.
it. All right, Porunga, come on, let's go.
Must be judged fairly.
I said it down with like 100% confidence, like I made the best
Like
cookie,
you
even though
nailed
it's not. Yeah, I nailed it.
All right,
Well, I
Porunga,
was
let's
kind of
go.
isolated for a long time, so I
If,
really don't know what a cookie's supposed to taste like.
if you are really, like doing the taste test for all of them, the first few are fine. Decent flavor, decent everything. When you get to Draggers, however, there's this horrible sensation that you feel. You're not even sure if you can actually stomach swallowing what amounts to just a unedible mound that is this supposed cookie baked by Drakgar.
Is this concrete? Well,
I turned my
Here-
back and I tried to discreetly spit it out.
oh, Porunga, it's time. Brunch.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
like I mentioned before, it is a horrible, horrible taste. Strangely enough, for you specifically, specifically Porunga, sorry, can't speak right now. Strangely enough, and not nearly as much of a disgusting sensation as when you were afflicted by the madness of Estoria. Though it could compare if you were really to stretch out, to stretch the sensation.
Don't you wish you had that amulet right now? Don't you, Porunga? Throw it back out.
Besides that, however, you guys are pretty much done baking your stuff.
All right, so we put them in a nice little basket and make it all nice and decorative. And I'll take one of my wine bottles out of my bag that my dad gave me previously because I still have 3. And I'll put it in there and I'll put a nice little bow on it as well. And I'll be like, okay, so 2 things that we still, I think, need to accomplish before we set out to the forge. One is obviously talking to Vulcan about restoring the armor and the axe. We also need to have lunch with Auntie Kyra to
Suede.
get her
tell-
story on the Dragonlords and her side of it and why Cassie can't remember which one it was oath sworn to her. And
Was the big bad guy.
yeah, the baddest of the baddies. And then
Esther
get
Archelander.
her opinion on that and her feelings.
Why she feels bad.
And then should probably during this same dinner come up with a group name. We have finally finished our first beat into our prophecy, so it might be a good time to finally come up with a group name during the same lunch with Kyra.
Like a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's have that dinner. Let's have that dinner. I'm kind of curious now.
So for the time,
No,
oh, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
even though I was there and I should know, I don't know. I was there the whole time.
Well, Nestor didn't really like you, Derek, mainly because
Hey,
he hated.
I know it's secret.
I mean,
Shush.
mainly because he hated satyrs in general.
But I knew his secret. I knew his secret though.
So he didn't really hang out with you that much.
Exactly, because I knew his secret the whole time. It'll come in clutch, guys. I swear.
But yeah,
Promise.
you guys eventually head off from the palace towards Vulcan's Forge. Takes you a while. It doesn't take too much to get there. It is a relatively short walk to it. Once again, even though it is technically earlier in the morning, Vulcan's Forge is open, since very early in the day. The strong hot air from the forge fills up your nostrils and hits your skin as you open the front bronze doors. You see Vulcan kind of, already more or less inspecting the gear that is coming out from the forge. His intern, there's like this kid, probably looks like around 14 at best. Kind of going around from the one segment of the forge to the other, presumably taking inventory, moving around boxes with scrap metal. Kind of shouts over to Vulcan as you guys walk in and says, "Master Vulcan, uh, they're here." Vulcan kind of looks up from looking at inspecting the equipment and says, "Hey, there you are. Arriving a little bit sooner than expected."
We have our cookie boxes, right?
Yeah. We had Izandri would have had Metius carrying the basket that was provided with all the cookies and the wine, since it was his idea to do the bake some cookies.
Right.
Give
I will-
credit where it's due.
I will stoically hand over these gifts to Vulcan.
Looks up at you as you're kind of putting this, not really like dropping this on him, but like handing them over. He kind of looks up at you and says, "What's this?"
We made these for you.
In the palace, is it a palace or castle? I can't remember. Shit.
Palace.
It's a fort.
Palace. In the palace, we decided to have a cookie off for each of us to provide you with our favorite type of cookies as, just a present for all that you always help us do.
Okay.
Question mark?
I'm not sure what to say. I just do this work because that's kind of what I'm supposed to do. There was no need to go out of your way to gift anything.
Well, hopefully you enjoy the gifts.
Kind of look in there, and you see him. He kind of inspects the contents of the basket. No visible,
That rock.
no visible reaction from him for like the first couple of seconds. He does seem to kind of pull out the oatmeal cookie out of all of them.
Yeah.
Old man, of course.
Takes like smells it, takes a bite out of it. Does the not bad type of face gesture. Puts it back into the box like a madman, and then reaches
God.
back inside and pulls out the burnt cookies out of them.
Why'd you put the rock?
Why do we put those in?
Why'd you put the rock in there, guys? What the hell?
I guess I was running out of charcoal for the forge.
That's
Shut up.
it's my specialty.
He looks over at the kid and says, "Hey, put this one in there, would you?" Kind of hands over however many remained of the burnt ones to the kid and says, "Right away, Mr. Vulcan." And he kind of grabs it, tosses them into the compartment that where the fuel for the forge goes, I suppose.
Shut up. Don't cry.
He says, "A bit weird that you put in the charcoal next to the cookies here, but I'm not the one to judge."
Smoky taste.
Kind of puts the basket over to the side and says, "All right, well, usually people give the people to butter them up for some form of request they have, but if what you're saying is true, that this is only done entirely out of the kind of your heart, well, fine enough, I guess, but I can already tell by the expression of your faces that you have something to ask of me.
I mean, like, at a game, whose armor needed repair? It's Drakgar, right?
Shield.
You're talking about the
Xandri doesn't have any of the armor, so I'm a little confused as to what needed to be repaired.
I'm holding the shield and the axe, and I'll give that up. And then Derek is holding the breastplate, is what my notes say.
And then I also
I'll give those.
I also have where's Adonis's dagger or sword he had.
A short sword.
My short sword. Yeah, to get access, please. Yeah.
We were trying to empower the crowns, right?
That too.
Not two, but I'm just doing one at a time. So I would.
Was it not that the artifacts that we had empower the crowns in some way?
Crowns already have their magic to them. It is the other artifacts that you're not quite sure because you never properly. Well, actually, I believe you did identify them, right, Metius?
Yeah, I thought that there was, unless I'm completely misremembering, I thought that there was like something we had to do with these other artifacts to sacrifice them in some way to empower something.
Oh no. That was a bit of an out of character discussion we had. There's a spell that requires a sacrifice of
That's right. Yes.
But
my mistake.
In character, you guys don't know that. That was an out of character discussion we had the other session.
Right. My mistake.
A month ago. It's fine. It was fine. It was a month ago anyway.
What you did figure out with your identify spell, Metius, is that the magic in the axe and the shield has faded away to a certain extent. They do not seem to have the properties that they would otherwise. However, the breastplate still seems to function as intended.
And David told us that we could ask Vulcan to restore their power to full, which is why we brought them here. But I just don't remember what items needed to be restored.
Right.
Because they're non-useful to my specific character, so I didn't note it.
Make them shiny.
So after the boys would have produced all of the items in question to be reforged, I would have brought up to Vulcan. When we went to the Acropolis, we met David. We told him you said hi. He said hi back. Also, just so you know, I did leave him with some Eakin pins in case you want to be pin pals and message each other. That could totally be a thing. Also, when we were in Acropolis, we obtained these artifacts, and David, after inspecting them, David let us know that they weren't at their full power, and that the only person and the best person to ask for assistance in restoring them would be you.
E-Man really likes you, bro.
Vulcan kind of, when Drakgar kind of produces some of the items and you're kind of explaining the situation to him, he takes a hold of the shield, looks at it, says, it's been ages since I've seen this one. Yes, I could repair them. Just, not here. And not now. You see, these items were forged under a very specific set of circumstances, and this little workshop of mine, as much as I love it to bits, will not be enough to handle the restoration process needed for these objects.
However, wash off the blood.
However,
would the forge be powerful enough?
I took the words right out of my mouth. Yes, the Mithral Forge. And that's where these items were forged in the first place, and that's where they shall regain its power.
It's been there. I've been there forever. I don't remember how it looks like anymore.
It's a forge that was important to the local clan of dwarves that lives here in the city of Estoria. They used to work there since time immemorial. I was one of the workers there, or at the very least, I worked the forge. It was ages ago. The forge was closed down up to recently. some time after I moved here to this workshop. I'm not sure whatever became of the Forge Keeper, however. Whatever. These items, however. Well, since I was the one that, that created them, I can perhaps let you in on what they're capable of doing before I can, properly get to repairing them. Assuming that you get the forges up and running. The repair process is going to take a little bit, as in, like, days.
Well, we do plan on going to the forge, but I think we're going to the forge tomorrow because we got something that we need to sit down and talk to Auntie Kyra about before we do head out on our next prophecy, which is the forge. Did you need us to do anything specific besides restart it, or like?
I suppose you can send a message after you're done relating it.
Okay.
Heard.
Uh,
We need Kyra, I guess.
oh, there's one thing. If I remember correctly, there used to be an elemental spirit that was bound to the forge ages ago by the dwarves who originally worked in those mines. The Forge Keeper, they called it. It was, a spirit that agreed to assist even after being bound to the material plane. I'm not entirely sure if the spirit managed to get out when the mines were closed. For all I'm aware, they're probably still there. If they are, you might want to, first of all, say hello on my behalf, and second of all, perhaps they could still be persuaded to assist in the reopening of the mines, or at the very least, the reforging of the items, if you manage to find them, that is.
All right, and then I do apologize. What were their names that we need to find?
The Forge Keeper.
The Forge Keeper. Okay. And we weren't given a name, right? Just the Forge Keeper. Is he going to be located in the forge, or is he going to be like located around town, or?
How the elemental being was named. Don't suppose they ever gave them a specific name, that is.
Called him Terry.
Gary.
For the capabilities of this items you've brought to us, to me, I can let you in on how they work. And give me just 1 second. I'm going to be displaying on screen what the items would be capable of doing once they're repaired. Here
Full
is
power.
Axe of Xander. Give me 1 second, because Rodney is still being a little bit laggy on my end. Show to players. Here we go. So that's the axe.
A sentinel, loft neutral. See, look at that, Drakgar. You can't use it to do bad things.
That's the axe, and I need to find the shield as well. Read them at your leisure, and when time is right, once the forge has been relit, you may decide which one you want Vulcan to repair next. If Roll20 would stop breaking on me and actually let me
You
show
hit
you
one of
the
them.
other item. Damn.
It's tremendous sense of satisfaction and well-being to its user when it kills a giant titan.
Yeah, it's wild.
Damn, Roll20 is still not cooperating with me at the moment.
1d6 healing when he kills somebody. Oh my god.
That one's great.
Bro, what's this? What's
But
that
too
one
bad the
ruin
person who kills the most in this game doesn't wield weapons.
Damn.
Cool. Can if he wants
What
to.
kind of weapon is it?
It's a great axe. Great axe.
Yeah.
Derek should totally
Porunga
give it
over
to
here
me.
sniping
No,
kills.
I know it's I think it's mine for now.
And tell you
Once I become dragon, I can carry it.
All right, here we go. Had a bit of a technical hiccup there, but we are back. All right, so I showed the axe of Xander there on the screen, and I've added onto the journal the other, things that you would be able to discern thanks to the assistance of Vulcan. One of them being the breastplate of Mitros, and the other being the golden shield of Vulcan. Long story short, the breastplate of Mitros increases your charisma by 1, and the shield of Vulcan, besides serving as a shield, allows you to have advantage on initiative rolls, as well as have the ability to cast the spell Thunderwave from it.
What was the shield? I do
Should I-
apologize. What's
Shield
its
of-
name?
Shield of Vulcan.
Golden Shield of Vulcan.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
And the breastplate of Mitros. After showing you the two objects, Vulcan will say, I can tell the breastplate still retains its magical properties, but the shield and the axe, those are going to be needed to be worked to the Mithral Forge. Regardless,
I do apologize. I'm just reading what they say.
that's fine. Vulcan will continue saying, regardless, I am going to be assisting in, recovering their magical properties. Although, well, it's a matter of whether the Forge can fill it or not. Oh, don't
Will
worry.
you need to physically go to the forge in order to restore these objects of their magic?
That I do, but, well, not much point in me going if the Forge isn't already active. Also, I have to complete, a lot of commissions.
Certainly.
Yes, considering the stories that I've heard about all of you, this is certainly not going to be too much of a difficult task for Elia, I can tell.
We got this, and I'll start flexing my muscles.
Xander looks up from examining the piece of paper with the information that was just handed over to them. Also, Grandpa Vulcan, can you maybe tell me anything about this, and I will produce the crown, and then I will take my necklace off and hand them over to him to examine.
The crown I recognize. This is the ones that the old Dragonlords used to wear. Locket, however, it's a little bit of a different. I don't think I've seen this one before. Kinda grabs it, holds onto it, looks at it. You see as he adjusts his monocle that he has on the character screen that you can see on his portrait. He kind of adjusts this a little bit and seems to stare at it for a moment. There's certainly something to this, some magical effect, I believe. But it seems it hasn't been activated, so to speak.
You said a word has to be spoken to activate it? I apologize.
Specify what's the trigger for activation. He just says that the item hasn't been active, as far as he can tell.
Oh, would you know by chance what I need to do to activate it?
I'm afraid the secrets of what trigger needs to be set up for this magical item to activate are hidden, even from me.
Do we need a Drakgar to make more coal pieces?
I would say hold on to it.
Got it.
hold on to this locket of you, lass, and it should become apparent eventually. It's almost as if it's on a type.
Got
All
it,
right.
got it, got
I
it.
will definitely keep on close watch over it and keep it safe, and then she'll put it back on.
As far as the crown, well, this was, like I said, worn by by the Dragonlords of old. Should bestow you some of the abilities that they used to have in life.
See, you can still use it.
She will take it and put it back in her bag.
I will wear mine proud.
I would be careful if I were you wearing those ones around. Somebody who happens to recognize it, they will certainly raise some questions.
I know that, but never mind.
Can I snatch it off of Derek's head?
Hey, that's not yours. You have your. Hey, that's not yours. You have your own.
I said and
Fine,
shove it
get
in
back.
his bag.
Regardless, anything else I can do for you?
Guys, was there anything else that you guys needed to do with Vulcan, or?
Not with Vulcan.
I don't think so.
Can you at least clean off some of the rust in these items, or no? A little bit.
I mean,
Make it a little shiny.
they aren't like dirty. Like, the artifacts you were given aren't, stained or anything like that. It's at least like not in a traditional sense. It just seems like the coloration has faded a little bit on the ones that have lost their magical properties.
Because this shield might need my little extra cleaning. A lot of battles and blood were shed on this.
Are you showing the Telemach's shield?
A little dirty, but it's been through some battles.
Kind of Vulcan stares at it for a moment, and then says, "Get that thing off my workshop."
All right, here you go, Drakgar. Back on your back.
Okay, I guess I'll take.
What was it?
The
Shield with all the blood on it still.
Telemach shield.
Jesus Christ.
It's dried blood. Shush. Eons of battles.
Now, anything else?
No, I guess we'll notify you when we fix the forge for you. For you.
Very well. In that case, I should probably continue with my work. There's still a couple of requests to be done. Boy! It kind of looks over at that kid who's been going, as far as you're aware, still listening in on the conversation. And the kid kind of looks over at Vulcan and says, "Yeah, yes, Master Vulcan." The Vulcan says, "Get back to work. I ain't paying you to stand around like that." "Sir, you don't pay me."
That's exactly why.
And this is why I don't pay you.
I don't pay.
Kind of Vulcan stares at him for a couple of seconds and just says, "Don't you play smart with me, kid. Just get back to work." The kid just kind of nods along and continues going through the motions of what you guys saw him do when he first you first walked into the shop. So where are you guys going for now?
I think what we should do next, guys, is locate Kyra, ask her about
dinner. You guys ask her to dinner. I can't ask her to
finally
dinner.
tell us her side of the story and why and how she was oath sworn to what seems to be the worst of the Dragonlords, and just get her perspective and, see where she's standing and how she's feeling about it. Create our group name and possibly drink from the horn before setting out tomorrow? Unless anybody else has anything else to do in the city while we're here.
I think that's about all we need to do.
All right.
Alright.
So you guys get out of the workshop, go back to the palace, which is the last place you saw Kyra at. Going back to the palace, you would be able to happen upon a sight that's the most curious. From what you see is right out there, in like the open, to the air, open corridors of the front side of the palace. You would see uh, Kyra and Lorius kind of side by side, more seemingly comparing notes. Kyra seems to have like some, you know, some of her own parchments out in the open that she seems to be kind of like looking back and forth between her own notes and Lorius's own. Uh, you notice that Lorius isn't particularly engaged, I suppose, in the current conversation, or perhaps he's just a little bit too nervous to properly, like, uh, give some feedback or whatever it may be to Kyra. Regardless, you guys happen upon them in the front side of the palace.
See, Matias, I told you, should have gone for that. Goddamn, bro.
Hi, Lorius. Hi, Auntie Kyra.
Kyra looks over and says, "Oh, hello there. I thought you were going to be departing today."
Yeah.
Well,
Not yet.
the group decided that it might be more beneficial to take a brief pause and maybe have dinner slash lunch. I don't know what time of day it is. Do apologize. With you and discuss some of the stuff that transpired in Necropolis. And at the same time, we think we're ready to finally have that discussion about what our group should be called. And seeing as you and Lorius are the ones who are writing our story, it would be beneficial if you guys were there to partake in that conversation as well. And then we wanted to drink from the horn, one more time. See if a deeper prophecy gets unlocked before we set out to the forge.
Okay. It's still got a bit of time before lunch, but I suppose I can be there if you're asking. Lorius kind of speaks up as well and says, "Is it really necessary for me to be there? I mean, I don't want to interrupt in something that sounds like a really important matter."
Well, I think you're kind of the group now, so
Stuck with us, kid. Sorry. Part of
that
everything now.
means it should be important to you too, as even though you weren't given a prophecy, you are now traveling with us and a companion,
I, s-
and your input is valuable.
I suppose I am. I would much rather, not uh, get in the way of important matters that you seem to be attending to. Um, but I appreciate the comment. You're far too kind.
Can I
Oh,
walk over? Can I walk over to Loris? Say, hey, Loris, just think about this. You're part of the group now, and once our tales just start coming around and people start talking about us, they could talk about you and being one of the great transcribers of their history of the new group's name. I don't know what it is. I
But
still say Dragonlord, but
I,
let's not talk about the other team.
I don't, mind not being, in the stories. It's not really why I do this. I'm more happy being a storyteller than I am at being a character in it.
Well, you'll be one of the great storytellers of our generations, or however longer the stories of our group will go through. And besides, it's part of our thing. We're all supposed to be happy and glorious and sharing glory and everything. And since you're part of the group, there you go.
Boom.
I
Boom.
I see. thank you for considering me part of you, even though I'm nowhere near as heroic as any of you.
You
Well,
saved
Glorious,
you go.
go ahead.
Well, you technically kind of saved our butts against my wife's sister. Without you, I'm pretty sure we would have had a rough time against her. You came in and helped us even though you didn't know us. It's more of a heroic act than anything else.
Didn't help that much.
You saved us. You saved us. What are you talking about? You saved me. I would have been the first one dead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I think you should just join us, Glorious. You're going to be joining us on everything. You're part of the group. You get to share equally in our lunches and conversation, and having an outsider's view who's grown up in the Feywild might seem beneficial to our group, seeing as all of us have grown up in more predominant cities. You might have a unique perspective on something that we might not be able to see from our upbringings.
Well, I grew up in the forests, not exactly in this Feywild you speak of. But I suppose if you really want me to stick around, I can oblige.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Okay, lunchtime.
Right. I mean, there's still a bit before lunchtime, so we can just fast forward to there unless any of you wanted to do something else.
I'll tell Loris hey Loris, remember when I was here, that wasn't a forest. It was just a plain old field. Chopped down all those trees beforehand.
Not to sound disrespectful, Mr. Derek, but I don't think that was the case.
Were you there 500 years ago?
Derek, are you off your Met?
Can I walk up behind Derek and grab him by his ear and start yanking him into the palace?
Ow! Hey, it was true. I swear.
You guys, we'll fast forward through the day a little bit.
You guys were doing whatever it is you do. Eventually, lunchtime comes by. You are, as per the indications that you gave out, it is a more private matter. Not really using the large dining hall that is otherwise here in the palace, but more of a couple of side balconies with smaller tables that were set up to,
Hold on, 9.
accommodate for the nature of this meeting. You believe nobody will really interrupt you unless you call out to any of the servants specifically. Kara sits down. Doesn't You don't really see her eat anything at all. She seems more content with just like a cup of tea or something to that effect. She sits down and says, "Okay, so what you wanted to talk about?"
All right.
Oh, sorry.
So we fast forwarded to lunch, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we're sitting down having lunch now.
Yum 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 yum.
So, Auntie Kyra, we noticed when we were in Acropolis. Well, you've noticed too. Obviously, we were just trying to be respectful to people who have passed, whether they may or may not have been in the right or wrong. In this case, seemed like the wrong was usually the outcome. But we were just being respectful and praying, and we noticed when we got to a very specific Dragonlord, and we started to pray to him, we noticed that he was oath sworn to you, and he didn't want to talk about it, but like Glorious, you are very much a part of our very specific group and our progression through our prophecy. We love and care about you very, very much, Auntie. So we just want to make sure you're okay. And we wanted to ask if you would inform us on how your oath came to be. Was someone who had that type of reputation
Well,
and your feelings on it.
well, you're right in one thing. I don't want to talk about it.
Or just write this down, just in case. Write this down. Next return, just write this down.
Many people throughout history have sold themselves to us five gods, and a lot of those people didn't exactly have the best interest in mind. Estor is a stain in history, and more so, a stain that weighs heavily on not just myself, but the rest of us. Gods as we may be, even we still have our regrets.
When what was the name of the Dragonlord that oath swore to her? I literally can't figure out
Esther
where I wrote it.
Archelander.
It's Estor.
Estor Archelander. Okay. Auntie, when Estor Archelander first oath swore himself to you, was he already the
Ruthless killing machine that he became.
what Matteo said? I was trying to find a nicer way to say it, but I guess we're just going straight to the punch.
I think the direct route is best.
Yeah, really.
I believe
You're really.
my words would be he'd be a jerk. Was he a jerk?
You're really not going to let this matter rest, huh?
Well, it kind of feels important, to be honest, because we are trying not to be them. We're trying to be better, but also it seems like a lot of the stuff that we are doing ties to them. So
At this point, Laurie kind of speaks up and says, this sounds like a personal matter. Should I be here for this?
Sit down. You stay.
Well, you can stay.
Stay. Sit. Write down now.
Jeez.
Write this down. Write this down. Your book now.
Please ignore Derek.
I'm gonna need those of you.
Glorious.
I'm gonna need those of you who are pushing this matter on to Kyra to make me a persuasion check.
Please.
Okay.
Just guys, do it.
Dang.
Only if there was someone that. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we got this right.
So both of you, Metius and Alexander, seem to be the ones leading the pressure on this particular topic of conversation for Kyra. More or less direct her to, or instruct her, rather pressure her into talking about this matter.
Pressure.
She kind of takes a deep breath, lets out a long sigh, and says, "Look, before Estor swore his service to me, he wasn't the man that we know him as today, or what he was, rather. He seemed like he had the best of intentions in mind. Only after the war, at the cusp of the war starting, that his true colors shone through. I was a fool. I killed many people in my name. I wish I could have seen him for what he was before that, but by the time everything happened, it was too late, and war and blood had already been spilled. You probably heard the stories that his dragon pleaded with him to stop the massacre, and he refused. The dragon came to me and shared the stories of his atrocities.
Your mic's cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, what part did I cut out?
Dragon.
Okay.
Pleading.
The dragon fled for him to stop, and even at one point came to me directly with the stories of Esther's atrocities. Or at least, I think it came to me.
I'll say, hey, wait, you spoke dragon?
I wish that I could just say that the past is a distant memory, but the atrocities committed by those who helped to guide the world to what it is today still have repercussions even now. King Acanthus is a descendant of Esther Calander.
Hmm.
Well, I do not often like to speak ill of mortals, but rumor has it that the apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
I was told by his brother, yes. You're correct.
Out of
So
character, Derek, you don't. Acasus wasn't even alive back then, by the way.
No, I meant the brother. I mean Esther's brother, Alamak.
So are you going to say something?
When the moment he said, yeah, I think Telemac told us that.
I think Metius was going to say something. You were about to say?
Oh, I was going to
Oh.
ask Kyra.
Sorry.
So you think that Esther, his whatever kind of kindness or anything like that he showed before the fighting, you think that was manipulation? You think that was a lie? Because if he's really cursed to sail the seas and whatnot, if we have to face him in some way, if there's no humanity to appeal to, if he was always that psychopath, and it was only revealed when the bloodshed started, or when the war started, it seems like he started the bloodshed. If there's nothing for us to appeal to, then we need to be able to prepare for that. Because the Gygas was redeemable. There was redemption there. There was something to appeal to. But if Esther's just violence incarnate, we need to know and we need to prepare.
As the story goes, Esther has been cursed to wander the seas eternally with his own ship, the Ultros.
Mm-hmm.
If, however, Esther wasn't just a violent brute of a man, he was also cunning. If he offers you any sort of bargain, do not entertain the idea. It may sound good at first, but certainly there is ways that he can always find to benefit himself.
Noted.
Do you have a question?
Oh, even more.
I knew it.
This has to do with what you just brought up about the Ultros, and I was just curious how an oath sword to a god like pact kind of works. Like, do you know the location of the Ultros out to sea?
Oathsworn just means that you can, well, you swear fealty to a particular individual. It doesn't really mean that I, just know where he is. It just means that when necessary, he will invoke, or had, did, I'm not even sure anymore. He invoked my name in his time of need, and he used that as an excuse to justify his actions.
I see. Well, I do apologize for that. I have another question. So, when we were in Necropolis and Xander uh released his oath sword to
Oh, that was a different thing altogether. To be
so you can't just release your sword to Estor?
No, I cannot. because he was the one who swore the oath on his end. You see, what happened in Necropolis was that the tribe of the Minotaurs was forced into an oath of service, an oath of service that carried them beyond death. Because Sander was the beneficiary of the oath, he had the power to revoke it. It isn't quite the same as being oath sworn to somebody.
All right. So
Oh.
another thing about the oath. Can we add people to our previous contract after it's been signed?
You are talking about the Oath of Fellowship?
Yes.
I mean, theoretically you could.
Could we theoretically ask if Lorius would like to join our fellowship?
Ooh.
What?
Lorius says, "Oh, I'm not
Shit,
exactly
keep me
sure
going.
what that entails."
It means we're besties for the resties.
Yeah.
Till they
It
try to
means
kill
you're
me.
officially one of us.
Kyra kind of stands up and says, "I'm not exactly sure that's a good idea. You see, the reason why I proposed the Oath of Fellowship is because it is a customary oath that is done again for people who are considered heroes of prophecy. Lorius wasn't in that original prophecy that Mercy gave out. I'm not exactly sure if for him the rules of the oath apply as well. And no offense, of course." Lorius kind of speaks up and says, "I mean, I guess if that's the case, then I don't need to swear an oath to follow people and help them out. I was still doing that already."
Right, and you still also need to be able to just wander back to where you're from at any point. It wouldn't be fair for us to swear you into this thing.
But according to what Auntie just said, when that time comes, if it's a mutual agreement, we could just take them off the oath.
Can we disband our oath of fellowship at any point? Is that really how it works?
No lies. You guys can't. Come on. You guys have to read the fine print in the bottom.
Kyra
Dang it. The small fine print.
kind of thinks for a moment. I mean, I don't know. You see,
Get
there
wrecked.
are no records of an auto fellowship being disbanded. It's something that usually just lasts forever. The quest,
Right.
at least
Oh no.
at least until the quest that the heroes are on is finished.
Guys, come on. I'm gonna disappear again when it's over anyway. What's the point? Come
Right.
on. Disappear for 500 more years.
Got my hopes up for a second.
And I'm gonna torture your kids, your great grandkids.
Okay, let's not get carried away here, Buster. But but yes, I apologize. I guess I should have been a little more clear when the oath was first done. It isn't
You very
something that can be easily broken until
were getting it too until like pretty much we went to Necropolis.
Telling you.
well, sorry, my bad. I guess that just happens when I get caught up in the moment and wanted to write a good segment of the story.
Fine print next time.
Suddenly I feel really exhausted. I didn't even know that was possible.
Let me see here.
Are we?
How does one make an oath with a god? Like how did that contract how does one enter a contract with a god starting from themselves and not the god's point of view, like Estor?
Well, that isn't really a contract. You're just swearing your service to that particular god.
And what all entails that? Like what are all the fine details in this sworn contract?
Oh, it's been so many years. Let's see. I suppose the best way I can put it is that from the moment you make the oath, all of your actions are done so in representation of the god you are oath sworn to.
So every good deed and bad deed would reflect upon the god that we are sworn to, correct?
Correct.
Even if we do not invoke your name upon the action?
I mean, I suppose once you make the oath, you more or less commit to the course of action.
And do the other gods get jealous if somebody is oath sworn to somebody else and not them?
What type of
Like,
questions?
are my other uncles and aunties, do they get like...
What type of line of questioning is this? Okay. I don't know.
Very important.
Look, when the original Dragonlords were outsworn to all of us, it was, well, we didn't really have any mixed feelings about it. It just kind of happened.
Oh my.
Right. Well, I didn't know if any of them held Estor's actions like against you or anything like that. Does that make sense?
I hold it against me.
Well,
Look,
that's silly.
Esther is a part of my life that I wish to not go back to. Now, can we please just stop at this line of questioning?
Some more wine. You think you'll be fine?
All right, we'll hold off.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Can I at least ask one more question?
Oh my
That's
god!
not the point.
Oh my god! Ah.
Have any of us in the fellowship oath sworn themselves to you specifically?
Kara just stands up at this point, exasperated, and says, I wish you luck.
Nah. Bye.
And she walks out of the room.
I'll just ask Dad!
What you oath sworn to your dad? Question mark.
We could have probably been a little bit more tactful near the end there. She's clearly upset.
I believe.
She is.
At least
I
we
do
understand
apologize.
that, this dude is not trustworthy at all. There's absolutely no way that. I don't think
still
there's going to be
unfortunately have
getting through to
questions.
Esther.
God dang it.
We'll have to face him one day for sure. And I also have questions, but now is certainly not the time.
I think Porunga might have that more.
Like, I have questions like, when we do face Estor, is there any way that his oath with her is going to stop her from assisting us and assisting him? Like, can we oath sworn to here and help amend, right some wrongs from the past?
Well, she still has her own will, and it sounds like the way that this oath swearing thing works is just it seems like it's a dedication, effectively. Because if it was something much, much more than that, it sounds like she would have tried to stop Esther entirely. Right? She
Um,
Sure, she
obviously,
Maybe,
didn't.
except for he's the one who started the oath, so I don't really know all the ins and outs of the benefits of being the one who starts it that can annul the contract.
It sounds like it's less of a transactional thing and more like Esther swore to dedicate his actions to Kyra without her consent, effectively. And then when his actions turned out to be terrible, she couldn't do anything to prevent it because
There you go.
I thought at the beginning she was okay with it because at the start he wasn't corrupted by his power and his position yet.
Right, but it would be like if this sounds like it's the mystical divine version of me just saying, if I were to just say to you right now, Alexandra, I'm going to dedicate my next action in your name, and then I, set a building on fire. You can't really do anything to prevent that. Nothing. There's really no will for you to exert there, right? It would be my actions, but then people would say, "Oh, he did that for her."
True.
It would look bad on you as well, right?
True.
Which is, I think, her main issue with it, and of course the horrible deep feelings of probably feeling tricked and manipulated. If this person Esther made everybody believe that he was this great guy. I mean, he's clearly even tricked Derek.
No, I know more than you think, sir.
Well, if you
I
say
don't think
so.
tricking Derek is too hard.
Oh my.
Yeah, that'd be too much work at that point. I trick myself. Come on.
Yeah, see, he said it himself.
Trick myself. Versailles tricked me. Come on.
She
Mhm.
did say
I
that
didn't
unleash
Escort
them to
does
get him to.
promise things in return. So maybe Derek just fell for one of his promises. Who knows? I'm pretty sure even he
No.
might not even know.
There's more to him, I believe, than you guys think.
But I guess while we're here, does everybody want to discuss what we might be calling our group?
Kind of like the one that what's his name gave us. I forgot who.
The
this
one
one's
that
for.
Metius mentioned to us on our walk back home?
Yeah,
It's the name.
yeah.
It's the name. I want to hear it.
The Dawnbringers.
Right, and with the inspiration from that poor fellow in the labyrinth.
Yeah.
I
About-
kind of liked it too.
About the Dawnbringers and Derek the Dragon Dork.
No.
Absolutely not.
That could be your nickname.
Exactly. But then I also get to keep Dragonlord into the name.
No.
No.
I will always push for that. No matter
Well,
what you guys
you
say.
always get denied.
It is a fight I'm willing to fight, even if it is a 0%
And then-
chance.
And then sooner or later, we'll just have to reconvene with Auntie about the fellowship and its rules about a member insisting on us being intertwined with tyrants and rapists and murderers and plunderers from 500
Look,
years ago.
you guys didn't read the fine print on the bottom of the sheet. Everybody knows that. You gotta read everything. Come on. If you guys didn't read on the bottom part, is on you guys.
I'm getting more convinced every day that Derek is kind of probably working with Estoria. Yeah.
Glorious kind of speaks up at this point and says, if my word matters at all, I think Dawnbringers is a pretty good title.
See,
Darn it,
that's
that then.
4 votes Dawnbringer so far. I feel like the Dawnbringer name also just brings another merit to it, as it was actually someone who we helped rescue, brought
Exactly.
forth the name.
Yeah. I think.
I like the name too.
Should I, well, I should probably leave Lady Kyra alone for a bit, but should I start adding that name to some of the records?
I think so. To make it official.
Looks at Juno. How do you feel about it?
I think your mic's muted. Mitch? Mother trucker.
Mitch, you here? Guess.
Fisk, you're here.
Everybody's
Fisk is
roommate
on.
might be distracting them.
Yeah. I mean,
Trubisky.
out of character, it
Oh,
seems like everybody's in agreement with that naming convention.
Yeah.
So,
I like the Dragon Dork part at the end. Come on.
No.
yeah, no.
Even the DM said no.
Denied.
So, officially, from this day forward, records shall state that the name of your group is the Dawnbringers. Whenever your fame extends across the lands of Thylea, it will be done so under that name.
Sounds good to me.
Now, after this little lunch, that went a little bit off rails due to the line of questioning that was brought up. What
No, this
Too many
went pretty
questions, I
well.
say. Too many questions.
what do you guys do?
Should we?
Do you depart to the Mithral Mines, or what do you do?
Absolutely not. That is unethical. I would not stand for it.
But you guys wanted answers. I'm pretty sure that would have helped us
Hold on,
even more.
I
Derek, I
cut
am
out
very
for a moment.
confused as to how you're in this group.
I cut off.
I'm confused why you guys also signed the
my
contract.
my audio cut out for a moment. What happened?
He said
We are
something very
going to
unethical.
drink from the Horn of Belmitria in order to gain a vision. But I
To
don't know
see if
which
the
one of us
vision
is
has
drinking.
changed.
I mean,
Yes, yeah.
what type of vision are you looking for here?
Well, I do remember when we were in Acropolis, we were told to drink from the horn again for some
Well,
more in-depth clarity on a vision that we brought up in context, but I
mean,
cannot.
well, what you were told is that should you require guidance,
Yes.
the Horn of Valmitra can provide visions, though they might be a bit cryptic and vague.
hmm
It is entirely up to you if you wish like the additional guidance or not. Essentially, like out of character, I'm telling you guys as a DM, this is an in-game way of getting the pop-up indication on the corner of the HUD that says objective such and such. Like
Yeah, but it's not so it's not a like it's not a it's not like a question and answer thing. Like we couldn't sit here and be like ask it or think of, oh, do oaths ever end before death, and then like drink the horn and then get an answer.
it's not like it's not a will I win the lottery next year type of thing. It's like
Right.
it's like you're thinking, what is the next step of our quest? And then you drink and you give the vision, vague as it may be, or like uh, stuff like that. Basically, is what the purpose of the horn is.
All right, so we couldn't say think about all of our individual tasks that we are looking for the next clue of where to proceed information on it, right? It's just
Yeah, it wouldn't like give you the precise answer you're looking for, but for instance, if you think of the Mithral Forge, then drink from the thing. You might receive a vision of the Mithral Forge.
all right. So maybe we'll drink it after the Mithral Forge. I mean, I'm good whenever you guys are. I don't know if you guys want to head out in the morning to the forge. Literally was only Derek the one that was in the chamber. The rest of us literally left him to go bake cookies. Nobody stayed behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so none of us know about any side quests. Got it.
What side quest? What about the river? Science. Remember.
Do you guys depart now, or do you take another day to recuperate? It is midday at the moment, getting to like around, probably a little bit past midday actually, like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., somewhere in that time frame.
Well,
Going to
Pumo's
bed.
character doesn't share knowledge with us, so right now it's just looking like the forge.
All right. So you depart to this
I was,
day. Oh, yeah. Somebody was saying something?
when they were talking about that side quest, I was there, wasn't I? It was in the throne room.
Yes, you were there.
Me and Juno were still there.
Yeah, Juno, Porunga, Derek, you guys were still there. You went over to tell everybody else later on.
I'm gonna use this time to.
Okay.
Perfect. I was sleeping.
which was by some river, correct?
Yeah, and it was about some bandits that were growing in force and recruiting giants.
Giants, you say?
Map-wise, where would this river be a location to the forge?
The
Or whatever it's called.
it'll be somewhat the opposite direction.
Somewhat-
The Arcanal River is the river that runs alongside a good portion of the Highlands of Kaelia. It is, in fact, the river that is right here, runs alongside Estoria. This is the Arcanal River.
And
yeah.
And to get to the location of which was in question about the bandits, how far a day's travel away is that?
You're not quite sure. Mainly because, well, not a lot of information was asked of Phobos. Best guess you would be able to get, out of like where this area may be, would probably be south or of Astoria.
Well, you guys, since I upset my auntie, do you guys want to try and take care of this bandit issue and just let her be for like a day, and then we'll come back and collect her and go to the forge? You guys just want to go collect her now and go straight to the forge?
To the forge, but before you go to bed.
Should we deal with the
Anybody
bandit?
else?
We can go ahead and go with the bandits.
Yeah.
When he told,
Let her cool off for a day.
well, what I was told that I remember, of course, is that it's not nothing to worry about it right now.
Well, the forge is. We're just going to the forge to do that quest for those men and Ib.
If what is correct and what I remember, that what your grandfather said is that this axe that Drakgar has is very strong against giants and titans if it's fully powered. If you go to the forge to fully power this, Drakgar can destroy these giants really quickly.
It's probably going to
I
take
thought
a
we were
bit.
going up against bandits, not giants.
Bandits are recruiting giants.
Oh, okay. So maybe
There
the
are
forge.
giants there. Forge would
But
be
it's also going to take them. It would take them a while to.
Drakgar. You're shiny.
Yeah, but I
So,
think I could take
She's
the
gonna
giant.
look to Metius.
Sure.
And she's gonna be like, "What is your opinion? Should we let Auntie cool off and go do some espionage on the bandits situation, or should we go get Auntie and go to the forge?"
Well, I don't think that she necessarily needs to. We've seen how quickly she can move.
She said she wanted to go to the forge. This was the part of the prophecy she was most excited about.
We could probably start heading there and just let her know, and she'll join us when she's ready. I would assume. I think the point about this weapon, though, is good. We would probably want any advantage against giants that we can get. So going to the forge first might be, especially if it's been indicated to us that it isn't dire.
Okay. If you guys don't mind, is it okay if I go collect Auntie?
Oh,
Certainly.
okay. I make something saying like just trying to ask her more questions. I think she's had enough questions for
I
today.
completely ignored Derek because I'm already walking away.
But you did hear it. You did hear it, and you're still a little pissed.
You might have been
did say.
speaking, but she did not acknowledge.
Let's see. Oh, did I cut out? Am I still here? Damn, I think my turn may have cut out.
She's probably not gonna come at all.
There we go. We're back. Had a bit of an internet fart for a moment there. So, you
Yeah.
So you missed this whole conversation?
Well, no. I heard the part about Xandri going over and looking for Kyra, while ignoring Derek.
Got it.
So
Support
you got
rules.
the important
Get it.
stuff.
So, I mean, unless
Just saying, if you keep asking her questions,
anybody
she's probably not want to come at all.
dissuades Xandri from going, uh, I will say that Xandri would be basically right there at the room that you were told, or outside rather, of the room that you were told, this Kyra is staying at. Oh,
Auntie Kyra,
Do you want to build a snowman?
do you want to build a
there's
snowman?
no,
No, just
there's no response to your initial comment.
Auntie, I just want to say that I'm sorry. Earlier was a little harsh. I shouldn't have cried so hard. Um, Hopefully you can forgive me. I still love you lots, and I don't hold anything from the past against you. I know you said you do, and that is okay. But just know I'm here for you, and I love you. And we want to start heading towards the forge, and I didn't want you to miss out. So if you're done being upset at me, we'll be in the lobby. Love you. She'll walk back to the lobby.
Okay. Eventually, you all reconvene in the lobby of the palace. You probably wait around for like a couple of minutes. No sign of Kyra.
Oh, I pissed off my auntie. Don't think she's going to come and assist us. So, Glorious, I think this one's gotta be on you to write down, okay, buddy?
I'll see what I can do.
You got this.
I'll try. Well, so are we departing now? Oh, my internet is still messing up. Great.
First or just straight to the forge?
Okay.
Thought we said we were. Oh my gosh.
In that case, okay. Well, in that case, so is everybody in agreement to the forge?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna move you for a moment back to the Heartlands map. As I do that, you guys depart the city of Estoria from the western side of it. The Mithral Forge, the Mithral Mountains rather, are a cluster of mountains west of Estoria. Not too far away actually from where Necropolis is at. In fact, to be more specifically, they would be around northwest somewhere there in the up the up inland. Uh, in fact, on the way there, as you traverse through the roads that at some point you kind of have to leave behind as you make your way to the more mountainous terrain. I'm gonna need one of you to roll me a d20.
I will never roll that roll again, so someone else. Metius is up. Because I think it's always Drac and Pumo that roll.
Drakgar.
Drac already rolled.
Easy.
That is an 8. On your day of travel, nothing really happens. There isn't much in the way of sunlight that you have to accompany you on your travel. However, you do manage to somehow avoid any further danger as you're traversing up into the mountainous terrain.
Yeah.
At some point, you kind of have to take a less taken
path, so to speak. Because important thing about the Mithral Mountains, they also run by a large set of waterfalls that follow the Arkaland River. To the point where, well, it's more or less a local, wonder, shall we say. You can easily guide yourselves by the sound of the falling water alone. However, when you start reaching a segment of your climb, or rather, right as you're about to properly start climbing the Mithral Mountains themselves, all of you hear something.
We hear what?
You hear
Silence?
you hear something.
Okay.
To describe this scene a little bit better, you are currently traveling through what is a rocky road, a bit of overgrown with roots, a couple of thorny shrubs on the side. Clearly not a path that is taken too often that leads into the mountains itself. It is a little bit cold during this night. The night sky, starry as it may be, being your only other companion in this journey of yours. And then the sound of howling wind is interrupted slightly by thunderous hooves that
Guys,
can be heard.
can we try to hide?
Attempt a stealth check.
Most of you with a passive perception of 13 and above would be able to tell that in the distance there's around a dozen or so horse-looking figures. However, you realize very quickly that they actually appear to be centaurs, carrying bronze attires, armors and helmets and the like, with this scarlet-looking like ribbons of sorts that are kind of tied in a sort of flowing pattern around their weaponry and their attires. They don't have their pikes drawn, but they are moving it in basically your direction.
Porunga that could see it, if I remember correctly.
Mine's at 12.
Mine's at 12 too.
So then it's just me and Juno that can see it.
Correct. I mean, well, obviously everybody else still hears the hoofs and sees in the distance, but only those of you with that passive perception will be able to tell like the finer details that I just described.
Well, if I could still hear it, I'd probably tell the group that maybe we should hide and let them pass by.
Hey.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will follow the lead of Xandria and Drac, who are saying we should be hiding.
I want to die again.
Yeah. Can we be stealthy? But so there's centaurs, are they carrying armor up the hill or down the hill?
They seem to be going through this other like side path that is kind of heading in your same direction, but doesn't really go up into the mountains. So does everybody attempt to hide, or?
Yeah, should we roll something? Like...
All right, those of you who wish to hide, roll me stealth.
I don't know if Mitch is still AFK, but I'll roll for him just in case.
Let's go stealth dexterity. Oh, I can hide.
This one's Mitch. And this one's me. Bruh.
You stick out like a sore thumb. So sad.
Exandri, as you let everybody know about the incoming band of centaurs, and everybody's like, all right, into the shrubbery. You go try to. And in the
You
end,
die.
trying is what matters, right?
He sneezes.
Exandri, as you
Good.
attempt.
I think you might. I think you do suit.
Oh, did I?
I would say commenting.
Uh,
Xandru was trying to say, guys, move! Like there's no space. Sorry.
hold on. I think I do see it.
Like you son of a bitches.
And then I'll push. I'll throw Derek out of the pile and grab Xandri.
It's too late. It's too late. She's
Can
couldn't
I?
make it in time.
Yeah.
Now it works. There you go. Easy.
So as you tell everybody to hide, just you can go hide. You try to save Exandri to less success.
No space.
As the roaming band of centaurs kind of arrives at this location, they kind of stop just a couple of feet away from the bushes where you guys were hiding. One of them, who seems to be their leader, kind of seems to walk up a little bit closer to the bush where you would be hiding, Exandri, and says, "You need not to hide. We weren't going to attack you." As you see, this man. Oh, there we go. That is him. My internet. Great. Okay, so yeah, another hiccup, but it's fine. Where did I cut out?
You walked over and you said there's no need to hide. We weren't going to fight you. And then I stood up and I was like, I apologize. We were just going to hide and wait until you had passed so we could continue traveling through the mountain.
All right, there we go.
And that we mean them no harm.
Okay. So as you stand up and you see this centaur man that I just put on screen, he kind of stares at you when you come up, and sort of like almost as if like analyzing you. He says, "If you wanted to set up an ambush, you could have hid a little bit better."
Ooh.
Oh
Uh,
damn.
We definitely weren't trying to ambush anybody. We were just trying to stay silent so when everybody had passed, we could continue on our journey.
Kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "Well, if your business lies within the great falls of the Mithral Mines, then you should beware. There's a tribe of troglodytes that dwells in those caves. They often emerge at night to hunt for food. Two of my kin."
What? What enemy emerges from the cage?
He said troglodytes.
Okay.
I like, wait, what? That's the word we're using today?
I mean,
Okay.
that is the actual name of the creature.
So I know I only know it because of the name it's been given throughout the years. Wait,
Yeah,
was it
no, that's
actually a
why I
thing?
got confused for a split second.
Huh?
I was like, Nani?
Huh?
What?
Excuse me, huh?
He kind of
Got it.
follows that up, saying, "Already two of my kin have fallen to their clutches. And, well, considering your abilities at hiding, I can only assume that you will be easily found by them should you approach their territory."
Um, thank you for letting us know that. Do you need assistance in dealing with them by chance?
Little that can be done, I'm afraid. The tunnels they live in is a terrain most treacherous to my kind. The best I can
Um,
hope is that those who were taken by them are given a swift death.
I kind of look at my group. Well, we might be able to traverse the tunnel.
Excuse me, are we still in the bush or we all come out of the bush?
I mean,
I've already
Me and
stood
Matias,
beside
me and
Alexandria.
Matias stood up, but I clearly ratted you guys out.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch! Like, see, and you telling me I'm a bad oathsworn, huh?
Do you know
Cuss us
if
out.
these creatures eat those captured, or
so,
I suppose to be more clear, what I'm asking is, if we go into these tunnels, is there a chance that we can save your kin?
it's a possibility. And it's an action that I would very much appreciate. The rest of my tribe will as well.
I think we should at least
I think we should
we
at
can
least.
detour. We can try.
Easy.
I agree, Matias. I think we should at least scope it out and see if there is a possibility that we can assist them, or maybe uh handle these troglodytes and see if we could get them to move, or if they are not intelligible creatures and we can't persuade them to live elsewhere, maybe we could help, get rid of them. Especially if it means that we could help save some of these Centaurs' comrades. I mean, I feel like we kind of owe it to them. Plus, we just helped. What was the name of that commander that we helped
Hmm?
in Metropolis? I cannot for the life of me find my notes from Metropolis.
Uh,
You mean the Minotaur?
Praxis?
Graxus. Yeah. Isn't Graxus the same species as these people right here?
No. Minotaurs are bull people.
Oh,
Centaurs.
he was a minotaur.
Yeah, these are
Oh, okay.
centaurs.
Well,
Go ahead.
oh, but Full-On was a centaur, though, correct?
Yes, Fallen was a centaur.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like Full-On was a great guy, and he came off very genuine to our party. I feel like we should try to at least assist, help, you know, who has the possibility of still being alive. But that's just me. But of course, I'll do a group vote.
I'm willing.
I'm down.
Same.
The
I
centaur.
think we owe it to this name we've chosen. We owe it to this idea we're trying to put forth.
I agree. As the Dawnbringers, I feel like it doesn't matter what race somebody is if we have an opportunity of intervening and saving someone. I feel like we should.
Okay. As you're saying this, the centaur that has been talking to you guys, kind of looks over to one of the ones that are behind him, and in Sylvan, tells them to bring it here. You're not sure what he refers to until one of the centaurs walks up with what appears to be this horn, almost like ivory looking. The centaur who was talking to you grabs the horn, kind of puts it forward and says, "My name is Hukar, and you may use this horn to signal our kind if you happen to find them still alive. Once they are safe, blow on it." And with
All right.
All right.
her,
I will definitely do that, but may we have the name of your members who are taking, so that way we may call out to them so they know we're on their side when we find them?
I suppose that's acceptable. Right. He kind of so first of all, is any of you grabbing the horn or not yet?
I'll grab it.
Yeah, I took.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, since I was right in front of him talking, I'll just grab it.
As he sends it to you, he will say, "Their names are Kaluk and Hirak."
All right. Before we traversed all these tunnels, are there any tips you could give us on what troglodytes do and look like, maybe?
I put in the chat how you type the name.
Perfect, because I did not spell it like that for either of them.
Same.
And the chief's name is
I got
I
that
did
one
not
right.
spell it. Well, his was closer, but still wrong.
so what's it called? You ask for tips on the troglodytes. He will say they often come out at
Uh-huh.
night to start their hunts. Perhaps you may be able to catch them off guard while they do so. They are not smart creatures, simple-minded, as they are. They are, however, relentless in their advance.
Maybe before night comes, we could set a trap for them.
I don't know. Does it make more sense to wait for them to come out? We'll be wasting time, whereas Kaluk and Hyrak have already been captured by
If
them.
it's a rescue mission, we need to act.
Yeah, we could probably
Yeah, I
just.
feel like it would be faster if we acted, just in case they are in immediate danger.
All right, we go
Yeah,
straight in.
that works too.
All
Guns
right.
blazing.
It had to be at this point. It has to be guns blazing.
Spell
Plus, I also their
blazing.
actual territory, as they know the Centaurs can't traverse down the
Right.
tunnels that they've dug.
Right, they probably wouldn't expect.
So that yeah, they probably aren't going to expect someone to walk into their home and attack.
And if they're basically just, closer to beasts, like animals, than, us, then it wouldn't even matter. We just need to go in and remove them.
Do troglodytes? Do you know if they have anything special about them? For example, like a basilisk.
Kinda
You know of Hukar?
kinda
Chief Hukar?
looks at you a little bit confused and says, "Are you writing a bestiary? They are. I told you what I've known. They are simple creatures, but the relentless ones. They do not go out during the day. Prefer to be in the darkness."
Okay, I got it. All right, well,
Okay.
thank you, Chief. Hukar, we'll do our best to get your comrades back.
Kinda gestures at the other centaurs next to him, and they seem to kind of be getting ready to head back to the direction they were. Well, the direction they were heading before they stopped to talk to you. Hooker says, "Remember, once you get them out safely, blow the horn."
Right, I have the horde. We'll do just that.
And
All right, guys,
they
let's do our best, team. Dawnbreakers.
they gallop their way away from there.
And the
Yeah.
dragon dork.
So,
Like the
You
dragon
cannot.
dork. Can I just
No,
add the dragon dork by
you cannot.
myself? Oh, damn it.
so
Like the dragon dork. You guys even laughed at it. Come on.
uh,
You're laughing at it too. See.
you guys will continue on your way up the mountains. It is not actually that far away from the pathway that you met this centaurs at. You can tell why they were hesitant on going after their people themselves as the path becomes increasingly rocky in its terrain, which would probably be making it very difficult for a centaur to properly maneuver their way through here. Eventually, the rocky path comes up onto what appears to be a large vista, which is seemingly containing a what would we consider like the Great Falls of the river of the Arcan River.
kind of cascading over a sheer cliff with a loud roar as the sheer amount of water that is being flown from the top of the mountains uh, seems to fall into this vast, almost semicircular lake as chunks of white mist seem to manifest from the point of impact of the water below. It is as if an entire ocean was deposited on top of these falls and is slowly falling over the edge of the world. If
It's fine.
if it was any other situation, you would probably, stand in awe and marvel at the sheer space that this grandiose segment of Dylea seems to present. However, you're here for an objective. You do notice one important thing, however, as you're going up the mountain. For a moment, it chills you a little bit, but you see sticking from the edges of the lake where the water hits the ground, and even, surrounding the other edges where the water isn't hitting, you see what appears to be the same looking stone hands that stick out from the ground, almost as if, touching the water itself, similar to the ones you guys saw back in the mountains before the necropolis.
So it's guy's name that I'm blanking off the top of my head.
These hands are nowhere near the path that you're currently taking, merely adding to the scenery of the falls before you. However, as you guys are looking
They're
around,
just out in the distance.
what do you say?
So they're just out in the distance. They're not near us,
Not the
or
distance.
they're not by us.
It's not near you. It's as if they are sticking from like the very edges of the lake where the water, falls to, and then flows into the rest of the river.
Gotcha.
As you guys are looking around, I don't need everybody to make me a survival check.
Oh.
God dang it.
Oh no.
Again. I wasn't here last time this happened, so God dang it. Why?
That one's for me.
Oh, never mind. We're all dead. It's okay. We all died together. I'm happy about it. All dying together. Let's go.
I'll get Juno since I don't know if he's still muted. Whatever happened to him?
We're all dying together. Let's go. Hold hand. Everybody hold hands.
Survival is my worst.
I have a 1. What are you talking about?
Mitch.
God,
I have a
Oh!
Damn. He's the only one that survives. You son of a bitch. Oh, what are you do? What are we doing? Don't kill us. Please.
So Drakgar, as everybody
It's
is
Mitch.
still. Oh, that was Mitch. Was
It's Mitch's
Second
roll,
one.
yes.
First one was me. Second one was Mitch.
Okay.
Oh, Mitch, that son of a bitch.
Juno.
It rhymed.
While everybody is still like absent-mindedly looking around the falls for any possible indication as to what could you possibly be looking for, where a possible point of entry to any form of cave system would be, Juno very quickly spots something and catches his eye. Trails of what looks like mostly eaten carcasses of fish seem to litter a stone pathway that curves in such a way so that it leads seemingly behind one of the waterfalls here. In fact, I I added something extra in the journal, in the moods folder of the handouts, which is the Great Falls image, to kind of give you an indication how the area looks like.
Something like that you would be able to see. Regardless, however, the pathway that kind of seems to curve behind one of the waterfalls, with those traces of eaten fish carcasses that were seemingly discarded after most of they were mostly eaten, catch Juno's eye and attention. The trail seems to lead into some point of interest. Do you guys follow it?
Lead the way, Juno. If he dies, we all
I
die.
think we should.
Let's do it.
Preferably not Derek's opinion, because
Didn't we all agree to go in guns blazing?
wait.
Oh,
So
I
wait,
mean,
is this the path to where the?
You're not sure where exactly leads, but the fact that it's kind of like this hidden path that goes behind one of the waterfalls does strike you as strange.
I
Yeah, the
think we
foot.
should do our best to be stealthy, but at any point in time, be fully ready for combat. And the chief said specifically that they don't like sunlight. I don't know if anybody has like any type of sun spells or fire spells. Those spells might work well against the troglodytes if they don't like light.
Light spell.
or
Um,
What if
Also,
you?
1 second. She's going to clasp her hands and close her eyes, and she's going to pray to her Kyra really quickly. She's going to be like, Auntie Kyra, I know you're still mad at me. I'm super sorry. Please forgive me. Just so you know, we are on our way to the Forge. Also, we're doing a sidetrack mission. We're gonna go down a scary, wet tunnel by a waterfall and a giant lake to fight some troglodytes. Hopefully, we don't die. XOXO. Exandri. And then she's gonna stop praying really quick.
You're not even
And
you're not even sure if it worked, but you did that anyway.
before I start heading forward, I'm gonna grab my axe and I'll look to Porunga and I'll just ask, can you possibly make my axe light up again?
Cast light on it.
Okay, so yeah, you are now a beacon of light.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll start headed towards where the. Sorry.
So just so I can have the image here. What is the marching order that you guys are following before I move you to the next map?
I'd say me up front, and then I'll have Juno behind me, and then however after that.
I'll go
I
third.
can be behind. Yeah, I can be behind Porunga, and I'll have my bat on my shoulder.
I don't know what happened to Mitch. I'm not getting a response for him, so I don't know if his roommates are bugging him or something.
Okay. So it sounds like Drakgar's going first, followed behind by Juno.
I will cast aid as we're going in.
And I have my bat listen and see if it can hear anything with its
Like,
keen hearing.
do recon ahead of us as we're.
Yeah.
As far as hearing goes, kind of hard to do because, well, it is a waterfall like directly next to you, so the sound of crashing water is a constant sound pollution, so to speak. However, I mean, as far as like seeing, well, bats are pretty bad at seeing, huh?
They have good eyes.
I guess they do. So in that case, would you be hanging out at the back or the middle, Metius?
I'm right behind Porunga, so I guess like kind of in the middle back.
Okay. In that case, just to make sure I got this correctly. I'm gonna be placing you guys down on this next map. Give one of those to me. Who were you casting aid on, Xandri?
I cast aid on Drak, my brother,
Thank you.
Juno, and um Porunga. Because for some reason he always gets meleeed.
Yeah.
I don't understand how, but it just happens.
Okay, in that case.
So
Thank you.
you get 5. You just have 5 extra actual HP for 8 hours.
Okay, in that case. You would be somewhere here. You would be somewhere here. Right. So, any other type of, I guess, preemptive preparation you guys do before heading down the pathway?
I'll just be having my axe in my hand, but that's it, really.
Okay. In that case, am I missing anybody from place than everybody in this map? I don't think I am. All right. So I'm gonna be moving you guys to the next map over as you begin heading up the pathway behind the waterfall. Oh, I think I might have accidentally clicked on the wrong map. Here we go, the Mithral Mines. Let me see.
Whoa.
While the map's loaded, everyone to the restroom.
Okay. Am I missing anybody? I am missing Metius.
It's loaded. It's just we're in like one side.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, you made it. Yeah, it was all the parts dark. No wonder I couldn't see nothing.
Yep. You guys only have your eyes at this point because, well, not only is it nighttime, but whatever light would be coming
Spooky.
in from the moonlight is being even then slightly obscured by the water.
Can I attack with? I can only attack with Pythor's hammer as a one-hander, right?
No, you can two-hand a weapon if you so wish to.
Oh, okay.
Do-
Okay, cool.
Dual
I had that option, but I was just making sure. I saw the option on my buttons, but I was
dual wield
hell yeah.
Kirito.
So
Correct.
let me just make it so that you actually emit light, Drakgar. Token emits light. If my Rotary would cooperate with me. Yes, it's not going to. So just to further describe the scene as you're coming by, you will start to notice that the smell of rank, fish begins to be a little bit more noticeable at this point. It clashes against the otherwise very nice looking slash smelling like nature that was surround you in around this area of the Great Falls. There is, for the most part, what you can tell, appears to be a slight pathway up ahead from you.
Well, I guess we gotta move forward.
That should be everybody on the map, is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do?
I say we should stealthily move forward.
I agree.
All right. Well, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to stealth the Drakgar because you're literally holding a weapon that is emitting light.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, I could always just walk, and then you get there, but you'll just stealth.
Like you can
I
go
guess.
forward.
Just throw your cloak over it till we get there.
Yeah, I'll just be.
You can like go ahead of everybody and like have everybody else stealth, but for you, it's going to be next to impossible considering.
I'll just hug my axe, pretend like it's not. But yeah, I guess I'll move forward normally, and then I'll have Juno stealth.
Maybe have Juno stealth ahead of the group.
Oh, that could be a good idea.
Well, whoever's stealthing, roll me that check.
Well, bam.
I will guidance him.
I also have invisibility.
That's a D4, right? Guidance is
Uh-huh.
mother lover. So 14.
Okay. So how far ahead of the group are you sending Juno to stealth ahead of everybody?
Probably right here. Or where's the cave? Where's the? Oh yeah, yeah, right here. I'd say.
Okay, so right there.
So he's just got to be at 30 feet in front of us most of the time.
All right. In that case, as Juno is going ahead, like 30 or so feet, sticking close to the wall, keeping low to the ground, making sure to step as quietly as he can. Around that distance, Juno begins to hear, or well, not really hear, but see something. What appears to be a
Two figures don't particularly share too many like humanoid traits past having two legs and two arms. Their bodies almost blending in with the grayness of the ground, the stone floor and the cliffside wall next to them. They seem to come up from a tunnel on the left, carrying what appears to be some form of fishing instruments, a couple of spears and a net almost. These two figures that look far more reptilian than they look humanoid seem to come into full view. Uh, you know, full view of Juno rather, or around that distance. Let me zoom in on the image of these creatures.
Whoa. So So they see Juno?
doesn't seem to. In fact, they have their heads turned the other way. Juno doesn't really understand what they're saying. Just kind of sounds like guttural croaks and hisses. Uh, it seems that they somehow communicating with each other. They kind of are grabbing the net that they are carrying and casting it into the waterfall. Kind of holding it onto it with like a long rope for a couple of seconds, almost as if expecting to catch some fish that fall, through the waterfall like that.
All right, then I'll have Juno stealthily go back to the group and relay that information.
Well,
That
I guess we should just go guns blazing at this point.
Drakgar was like, sounds like a plan.
I mean, like, everybody who has a ranged attack should attack right now, right?
If only had a bow.
I notched my bow.
Cupid bow or shortness bow? Forgot who has which bow.
I'll be like, actually, I 100% do need this back because this is how I'm going to end up fighting. But for the sake of right now, here's the bow. Here is an arrow.
Who
You
dat?
really
She'll
want
hand
it?
it
I
to
don't think
Derek.
you should lend. I don't think you should lend it to. I don't think you should lend it to Derek.
I need it back right afterwards because
Oh,
there's
no,
nothing much I could do.
no, never mind. I
I
need
advise you.
need a hand crossbow. Never mind, I don't need it.
Okay, good.
Oh, you can't wield a short bow? You should
No,
be
it
able
says,
to.
it says hand crossbow alongside rapier, short sword,
But a
simple weapons.
short bow is a simple weapon.
Well then, yeah, let me borrow real quick.
I give him the bow and one arrow.
I could do so much damage with one arrow. Got it.
Drakgar's gonna ready a javelin, and Juno's gonna ready a dart.
How do I add a short bow weapon thing?
You click onto the companion, which is the letter I that you see on the right side of your screen. Type in what you're looking for, and then click and drag that item onto your inventory.
And then I am standing next to Derek in case we do a second round of distance combat, and I will point to my quiver that has the arrows in it for a second arrow if he needs it. If we do more than one round of distance combat.
Is it short
Can
bow?
I twin spell a firebolt?
You may. However, so what exactly? Just so I can get a clear picture here, what exactly are you guys doing?
We're all doing a ranged attack like right now. I'm doing
As soon as
Sacred
I can
Flame,
get
Juno
in
shooting an
range,
arrow.
yeah. Because it's like I've got only 100 feet or something on magic missile.
So
I'm
they're
just out of range.
like right here, and
Yeah,
then
but
right
he's in
here.
100 range.
For me, I think it's just out of range.
He's in the map.
Oh, they're up there. Okay. What's the range?
So we're all gonna take a step or two forward and attack.
Yeah, it's gonna have to happen.
I'm gonna make sure I'm in range before I make my attack.
Okay.
What?
I'm stupid. It's not letting me add to my inventory. Stupid. Click, drag. Freak! Stupid.
So you guys are all preparing range attacks. Is this correct?
Correct. We're all gonna rush forward and do a ranged attack.
How close do you get?
Huh?
As soon as I'm within the range to cast magic missile, I'm gonna cast it on the first one, all three.
If you take a step forward, you should be at 100 feet, Matt.
Yeah. So just this one step I can take forward, I should be in range.
Okay. In that case.
Making sure I'm in range before I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about where we would all rush up to use our ranged attack.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna need everybody to. Let me just double check. I'm looking at something here. Looking at your stealth checks real quick. I only got 2 stealth checks there.
Oh, I thought you only. Well, we all didn't roll because you said for what's his name to roll, but when we all stated that we were trying to be stealthy.
In that case, the rolls you haven't rolled yet. I'm gonna need you guys to roll me stealth.
Okay.
Stealth.
Juno or Drac would have been here, and Juno would have been here.
I am quiet. The wind.
Alright. I already rolled for Juno, so I'm gonna roll for Drac. Give me some.
Range.
I can't roll. Every single skill I ever roll on this character is below a 10. I don't understand.
Sag. So us range in the back. Quick question: does that mean the shield is still good to use, or no? That's what I wonder. Be a little rusty, but can you still use it to
Wait, what do you say?
shield
Which
Drakgar?
You
Huh?
uh
You still use it, right? Even though it's not powerful anymore.
Telemach
As powerful.
or the
That yeah.
well
Unlock shield, yes.
the
The
Telemach shield
spikes.
is just a regular shield. It never really had any real power to begin with.
If it had spikes, you could charge with it.
I mean, yeah, you can attack with it, as in, it counts as both a shield and a weapon for the purposes of two weapon fighting. What's it called?
but you can't wield it and a bow at the same time.
Yeah, correct.
That one that's given to me, there's spikes on it too. I thought that was the other one.
Yeah, but you kind of need both hands to to don to use the bow.
I could charge. I'll be fine.
What's it called? So, let me just double check these stealth checks real quick. Oof.
Oh, sorry, I'm stretched. It felt so good.
So, as Drakgar and Juno walk closer to the, to the two creatures, there is really an indication that they see or hear you. Again, like I said, the way their bodies are aligned, it seems like they're far more focused on the, fishing that they seem to be doing rather than your approach. Meaning that for now, you guys can all roll me initiative and see if you can manage to take them down within the surprise round.
Snipe. American
So we
sniper.
roll initiative first, and then our. All right. This one's for Drac.
Porunga, you forgot to click yourself.
I forgot to click myself too.
Correct.
I'll roll my own initiative. Sorry, I nodded off a little bit there. I'm lacking a lot of sleep right now.
It's fine.
Are you good? You didn't miss a whole lot, but I'll get you updated on what happened.
We got 30 more minutes and it's over.
When did you go out? Or when do you last remember? Just message me on what you last
We
remember,
can
and I'll
deal with this later, Luke.
Okay.
It was before he was gone. I think when we talked to them, those two about the lost brethren.
Alright, just making sure that I got this guy's into initiative, just in the off chance that they might survive your initial assault.
Since it's a prior, don't we all get like
Yes,
advantage?
We get a round before it starts.
you get a
Advantage.
proper. Well, you get a round before they before they actually get to do anything. You would also consider those of you who rolled high enough stealth would be considered a unseen attacker. So just for the purposes of this, I'm gonna do this. Not sure if I need to bother changing the music to the battle music if these guys, get done in before they have a chance to do anything. So, in the meantime, let me reorder the initiative real quick. Descending. So Juno is the first to go. So, in that case, what is Juno doing? Let me.
Mitch, are you gonna want to attack the first or the second one? And I'll attack the other one.
He died again.
I'm down to. I'll attack the first one. You probably have better range.
All right. So you
Alright,
just
I'm really sorry about that. Fucking these dogs are not having it.
you just have to click the start button and then. Dude, this music's pretty hype, not gonna lie.
Just 80. Holy crap! Just 80. Holy.
So what are you doing? You know?
Is it not letting you click the button?
1 second. Sorry, I'm struggling to.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Snipe. Near crit. Roll the damage. Let's go.
Hold on. You trying to?
Oh, is that a crit?
Oh, it's just 8.
Wait, hold on. Are you trying to hit him with the dart?
Yeah.
So one important thing is that the dart has an effective range of 20 feet with a long range of 60. Meaning that if you attack them from beyond 20 feet, you would be attacking at disadvantage.
It's 8. It's
So
good
if you
enough.
move up 2 squares, you're still at advantage.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I will move up, I guess, here.
Advantage. Let's go.
As this, at the start of my turn.
Yep.
And then I'll.
1 more square.
You're still not within effective.
Wait, 2 more, right?
Yeah.
Hug the
I
wall.
have
Hug
that
the
much
wall.
movement for sure, but I can measure it out.
Then I guess I'll have Drac have gone here then, because I was planning on having him right next to Juno.
Yeah, but Juno moved on his turn, so move back.
Oh, never mind.
How dare you?
I
How
don't know.
dare you?
You move and you run in and strike with your dart, kind of throwing it at the first troglodyte you see, caught off guard by this turn of events. The dart kind of sinks itself into the troglodyte over there in front of you, to the point where it kind of makes it makes his arm kind of like twitch as the dart hits, and he lets go of the rope that was holding on to the fishing net that they were casting onto the waterfall. Anything else, you know?
No, that should do it.
So the troglodyte takes 12 points of damage. He's looking pretty bad. Drakgar.
Alright, well then I guess I'll move up here. And throw my javelin.
The same troglodyte?
I was planning on doing the other one, but
Oh, the other one. In that case, you go in, stand next to Juno, pull out one of your javelins and toss it at the other troglodyte next to the original one that Juno struck with the dart, hitting him for 8 points of damage. Kind of hits this guy on the arm as well. Now both of them have at this point let go of the fishing net, and they're looking around like confused and hurt. Otherwise, still alive, both of them. Anything?
and that'll be it. That'll be it for me.
Derek, it is your turn.
Alright, then I will move up 30 spaces.
All right. Well, 30 feet.
Alright. 1, 2, wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now I'll shoot off my short bow to the closest one. It's probably the one that Juno hit.
Correct.
Let me just roll now. 20.
20 hits. Roll me damage.
Oh yeah, that 1 damage. Let's go.
God damn it.
Mosquito. It was a mosquito bite. It hit him like, ow.
Watch, that's just
One
enough
out
to
of
get us.
6, he rolled a 1.
Let's go. 1d6 and roll the 1. Nice.
What's the
Thanks, game.
You know what's the crazy part about it?
That's just enough to kill him.
It had only 1 HP left.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
it's a
god,
mosquito
did
bite.
Derek finally get his second kill of the campaign?
No, he survived with 1 HP.
So the kind of like initial dart throw kind of hits him in the arm, but you realize it actually shred like an important vein as it climbs up into its into like around the clavicle area, or somewhere next to the neck. Meaning that when your arrow shot, as weak as it may have seemed, Derek, strikes at this troglodyte, kind of hits him directly in the in a vital point, and just kind of seems to fall backwards and is dead.
Fluke. He's gotten 2
Dies of
fluke
cringe.
kills. This is fucking crazy.
One dies of cringe, and the other one is a mosquito bite to the neck, and he's dead.
Moving anywhere else or any bonus actions? What are you doing there?
No, I'll be fine. I'm like, you know what? I think that worked out well. We're happy about that.
Okay.
More kills already than somebody here, I think.
In that case, these two troglodytes are surprised.
Actually, you're
not
still
last.
last.
Yes.
I'm not
And
last. I'm not last.
Alexandra, it is your turn.
Alright. Let's see here.
I think Matt
I
supposed to
will-
go before us.
Oh, you.
Yeah,
He doesn't
Metius
know.
goes before us.
Oh, okay. Because roll later, and I forgot to reorder the initiative. My bad.
Matias, and then the monsters know.
Yeah, my bad. Let me read the initiative once again. In that case, let's roll that back. Sorry. Matthias, would be your turn after Derek's.
Okay. I will move forward a bit, and then cast. I think I'm pretty sure I'm in range. It's 120. Yeah, I'm gonna cast my firebolt at the one that's there.
Okay. Go ahead. Miss, even with the advantage.
All right.
Kind of move up, shoot a bolt of fire. It seems to fly right over the troglodyte's head. Bigger soft course hits the waterfall next to him and fizzles out.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, that was Metius. Now it's Sandra's turn. Oh.
Let's see. How far away is he? I'm going to run and I'm going to skirt around Derek, and my hands glowing this bright, sparkly sunray color as I shoot a sacred flame at the one that's still standing.
The troglodyte will make a dexterity saving throw.
Actually, the one that has he been damaged? Yeah, my brother damaged him, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Javelin.
I would actually pull my bell out then and ring it, and nobody hears any sound from this bell, but the monster may or may not actually hear it.
I mean, same modifier for dexterity and wisdom, so we'll just take that roll. He fails. Takes 6 points of necrotic damage. Is that going to be enough to take him down? Let's see. It is. You see, as when you come up, run up behind your brother, ding ding ding, the bell. The sound, the necrotic sound, kind of seeps into the head of this troglodyte, and seems to kind of convulse a little bit as it falls to the ground and dies. Not out of initiative.
Oh.
Dies of cringe.
Meaning that Porunga, it is your turn.
Is there still one left?
Well, you may be able to see that in the turn order, but you can't see him right now. You did hear Drakgar and Juno, because you're the closest one. You would have heard like this other surprise sounding, sort of like a similar like guttural sound from the troglodytes, but it's out of sight. You can't actually see him. You believe he might, whoever's still left, might be within the tunnel itself.
I'm just gonna move up behind Derek.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn here.
Okay. Now moving into initiative proper.
What
You
is
could hold your attack.
Juno?
Yep. Let me take a look here. I guess I'm just gonna round the corner and hopefully nothing.
You can also
bad
hold
happens.
an action for if someone comes around the corner if you don't want to risk getting attacked. Or if you want to approach it, doesn't matter. It's
20
up to you.
feet. I am gonna slowly peek. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Okay. I do see something. I'm gonna step back here. And I'm going to dart.
Okay, go ahead. Roll me the dart attack. This time you will not have advantage. It still hits regardless. So kind of turning towards the corner over here, you look over at the into the tunnel, and you see one of the troglodytes that was still before a bit out of sight from you. You instinctively toss a dart at him. 18 hitting takes 5 points of damage. But he, unlike the other ones, this one looks a little bit sturdier than the other two. It's gonna take more than just that to take him down.
Let me quickly just check my movement. Holy shit. I have 50 movement.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna take a couple steps back. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Drakgar, you saw Juno turn a corner and throw a dart at something. You heard it.
Like, seeing that, there must be someone over here. So I'm going to walk over here. And I'm seeing the guy over here. I'm going to move right here. And then I'm going to recklessly smack him with my great axe. Unlucky dude.
That is also an unlucky roll for you. Will miss. The creature manages to barely duck out the way of your great axe and kind of looks over at you, and you just hear it be like,
Yes. And I don't understand what he's saying, but I'm just getting my turn.
okay. Derek, it is your turn.
Okay, then we will step up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 here. I'm set up for a ranged attack.
So you're readying your action in case the creature comes out?
Yes.
Okay. This guy is dead. This guy over here in front of you, Drakgar. Kinda, you see it kind of like go into a battle stance with his long claws at you. But right before it takes an attack, you see it kind of like turn back and be like, shouting to someone
Range.
into the tunnel.
Uh-oh.
And then it's going to make its attacks at you. Okay. Why is it not opening the sheet? Here we go. It's going to take a multi-attack on you.
Oh, did you rage? Just as a question.
No, not this time. No,
Okay.
I probably should.
That
Oh
case,
well.
the Turtle Blue will take a multi-attack, one with its bite, and another with its claws. Here we go.
Double crit.
That would
on
be
it.
unlucky.
It's rolling. Give it a moment because again, I've been pretty laggy here. Oh my bad. This is a Turtle Brute. It gets 3 attacks.
3 attacks. Goddamn.
3 crits. 3 crits. 3 crits. My bad. 3 crits.
In that case, hold on. So one with his bite. And then claw. Does a 13? I don't think a 13 hit, does it?
13 hits. Yeah.
Oh shit, 13 hits. I keep forgetting you have like really low AC. I'm expecting people to have at least 14 at this level. So alright, so claw and then claw. Because the bite, I hope to God a 9 doesn't actually hit.
Oof.
I don't know if you put Metius up there, Mike.
So that's
Ouch.
13 points of damage total.
Wizard, no AC.
That kind of hurt a little bit.
That is it for the Troglodyte Brute. It will risk an up attack from you as it moves back a couple of steps, if you wish to take it.
Definitely wish to take that for smacking me.
Okay, go ahead and
Whack.
smash. 17 will hit.
Deb.
For 11 points of damage. Barely still alive as it takes those points of damage. Metius, it is your turn.
All right, I will move forward. Here is as far as I can go. Can I use my action to dash?
You can indeed.
Okay, I will use my action to dash. And I will end up here and end my turn.
This other troglodyte is dead. Skis. Exandri, it is your turn.
Okie pokey. Well, it won't let me zoom in. What the fudge? Alright. It's a little laggy.
It is an action to dash, Porunga, unless you're a rogue, in which case it's a bonus action.
Oh, I wasn't dashing. I'm at 30.
No, Porunga was asking if it's an action or a bonus action to dash.
Oh, okay. Actually, 30 is where Juno is. But I can't see it even if I move to where Juno is.
I mean, are you in happy mode or sour mode today?
I'm in happy mode. I like that's how you call it out. Are you angry today or happy?
That means you can fly. You can technically fly over him.
Oh, okay. I will.
In case you may have forgotten, you do get a flat speed if you're in happy
Technically.
mode.
Alright.
Actually, that depends. I believe you can't fly if you're wearing medium or heavy armor.
I am wearing no armor.
Okay, in that case, that's that.
I'm wearing a silky dress. A cost more.
So you would be flying over.
So I could fly then. So I have a question. Cassie has a question. If I fly like kind of right at the edge where the blue is that directly under the waterfall, or can I actually fly in that space?
I'm gonna say you would be in the space between the actual like stone floor and where the water is actually flying. Because it doesn't just directly fall. There's a little bit of a curvature as the water is falling.
All right. Well, I'll just end my turn right here because there's nothing I can do. I'll hold a sacred flame.
Okay. I will say. Actually, no. First, we'll get the Porunga's turn. Porunga, it is your turn.
What is that?
All right.
Do you talking for everybody else or just me?
What? Confused. Quiet.
Porunga, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move to where Derek is, and then I'm gonna dash to where the cameraman is.
Okay. Okay. As you get to right here, and as we reach the end of this other round of initiative, Drakgar. Earlier, you heard the troglodyte shout out in its own sort of like language or dialect, into the tunnel. Around the time where Porunga managed to position himself behind you, you begin to see from the shadowy corners of the tunnel how a bit more movement is becomes visible at this point.
You're cutting in and out a little bit on your mic.
Oh, am I?
Yep, that's better.
Okay. I was just saying how Drakgar begins to see a bit of movement that becomes a little bit more apparent the longer he stares into the tunnel with his light. From the very edges of where your light just barely reaches the limit of his shine, you begin seeing a couple of ever so slightly illuminated silhouettes that seem to maneuver their way through the shadows. As you see, 3 more troglodytes come up from behind, from at the end of the tunnel. And as these 3 troglodytes join the fray, that is where we're going to be ending it for today.
No. Bad.
Sad.
Too bad, sir. Too bad.
When it starts getting
Y'all, I
fun.
made my auntie hate me.
That's
No.
on you. That's on you. So sad. Many questions.
It's
Well,
almost as if it's upsetting for somebody to bring up a traumatic event in their past.
Yeah, especially with levity
Yeah.
like that. Make it
Bro,
more
she didn't even want to
upset.
talk about the first time. Why would she want to talk it again? I told her, you got her
because
drunk.
she's traveling with the party, and if it's gonna lead to us getting fucked over on accident when we go to fight douchebag Estor on the ship, it's kind of important to know the terms and conditions of these oaths and how far they extend and what can and cannot be done.
So yeah, you guys have now
Just likes you.
onto the Mithral Mines, or at the very least the entrance of it, before running into this group of troglodytes that stand in your way. Again, that's the name. That's the actual name of the creature. That's not.
Legit. No,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
when you first said that, I was
Like,
like,
huh?
like what did he
Huh?
say?
Excuse me, huh?
That is the
Is there
actual.
like a meme that I'm missing?
I mean, no, it's just
It's,
in some cases the word troglodyte is like an insult.
Purgatory.
Yeah, it's an insult that you use towards people to try and tell them they're ugly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's an insult, yeah. But in
Wild.
this context, it's an
You heard
actual
that?
creature's name.
I only know them from like Fallout 3 The Pit.
I mean, yeah. Well, a lot of D&D creatures are, believe it or not, public domain and can be used in multiple properties. Troglodytes are
Yeah.
one of them, I believe.
Oh, huh?
But
Just gonna say, huh?
for now, that is where we are here at the moment. I do apologize for the technical difficulties that we had once again. Again, I'm not exactly sure how they started happening because up until like 2 sessions ago, I had no problems recording and DMing the sessions. I'm gonna have to see what I can do over the course of the week to see if somehow I can get it better. in worst case scenario, and let's hope this doesn't get to be, we might need to stop recording this once altogether.
Yeah.
Well, Luke can record it.
Yeah, true.
I could give you access to the cameraman token so that you can move it around, but under
you gotta do it.
that condition that you don't use it to spy ahead in some of these maps.
Fine.
Yeah, cheater.
I'll only do it during. I'm kidding.
I only look when I want to look.
But
Same.
with that being said, I gotta wrap up the recording. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I can get this whole CPU RAM thing resolved before the next session. And without anything else to say, that'll be it for this recording.